Is Fox 10 Talks, and the images coming in this morning from the car that exploded on the Beeline Highway yesterday are really quite incredible. You know, the guy that was out of his car there, fortunately, everybody was far enough back that there are no reports that anybody got burned when the car exploded. But, man, that could have been a very dicey situation. And we're going to be talking about it this morning right here on Fox 10 Talks. I'm Ron Hoon. Celeste's going to join us in just a moment, and Trenton Hooker joins us as well. But first, let's also give you a preview of what else we have coming up this morning. It's just been a catastrophe in Venezuela. I mean, the headline I saw early this morning, and it's going to take days, but that is they start digging through the rubble with hundreds and hundreds and hundreds missing. There are fears the death toll could go into the thousands. We'll find out. We will get you the very latest. Plus, what is this fight over voting in Maricopa County all about? We're going to check in with Trenton. He's been digging into it. And did you know Two Valley ice cream shops just made the top 50? So we did a little bit of digging around. We went through our files and we found a report that we had done. Hang on one sec here. All right, let me pop up. I think I can access 22. Stand by, y'all. Okay, there we go. These are the latest pictures coming in from Venezuela, and I believe this is Caracas, but there are many other cities. In fact, right along the beachfront, we're getting reports of just devastation. So to call it a catastrophe is exactly accurate. And as the afternoon goes on, the amount of cleanup, as well as just the amount of sheer work that has to be done to try to find those who might be trapped in the rubble. One of the big stories we will be following for you all morning here on Fox 10 Talks. Celeste, good morning to you.
Good morning, Ron. How are you? It's been so long.
Has it really?
No, it hasn't.
Yeah, I guess not.
I was being facetious.
Okay.
But anyway,
yeah.
We do have Trenton here as well this morning. You know, the images, Ron, we had reports also of an earthquake in California region.
Yep.
We had a report of an earthquake in Japan.
You know, in Japan, they're so frequent over there. They have the siren system all set up. And we've seen some of that as well. So, but
crazy.
First, let's talk about what happened on the Beeline Highway. You know, I love going up to Payson. So many people, I think especially in the East Valley and in the Fountain Hills area, love just hopping on the Beeline. The next thing you know, you're in Payson.
Yeah, it's a quick drive.
What happened there yesterday? I'll tell you. Andrew Christensen had this report for us. I think it's going to give you a pretty good idea of what they were dealing with up there on the highway.
Well, State Route 87 is back open tonight, but it was closed for about 2 hours. The Arizona Department of Transportation says that it closed around 3 o'clock and reopened around 5 o'clock. And when I passed by the area where the vehicle exploded, there were still hotshot crews in the area. But I do want to show you some video of that explosion that a viewer sent us. And you can see that the thick black smoke is coming out of the car and then a huge explosion of fire. And it also seems like parts of the car come falling down after the explosion. Well, we also have some aerial video from Skyfox where you can see that the car is just very, very burnt. And you can also see that the land around it is really burnt and just really ashy. Well, the Tonto National Forest says the Round Valley fire was on the southbound side of SR 87 south of Snowflake, and it burned around 30 acres. Well, hotshot crews came out to battle the flames and were able to stop forward progress. And as a reminder, both lanes of SR 87 are back open. When we get updates, we're going to update our website, fox10phoenix.com. Reporting on State Route 87, Andrew Christensen, Fox 10 News.
Well, Andrew doing a really great job for us out there. You can tell by the time he got out there was, just past sunset. But those kind of things, when they happen on the Beeline Highway, there aren't a lot of other good options for you.
Yeah, I mean, you're kind of stuck there with the freeway. It is one of the most beautiful drives that you will take in the state. Rolling hills kind of takes you up to rim country. And wow, what a situation, though. We don't see video quite like that very often where you see that car just burst into flames. And then unfortunately, it lit part of the land on both sides of State Route 87 on fire. And so Cruise did a
Right.
remarkable job getting that under control. And it's a really beautiful country there.
Yeah, it is. Here it is one more time if you missed it, if you've like literally just joined us here. But I was so worried about those folks that were there taking pictures. It seems like they're awfully close. Obviously, the driver had exited the vehicle right there. But man, I mean, that is dramatic.
Well, you see that guy backed up a little bit.
I'm glad he at least took 2 steps back. I would have taken more than 2.
Yeah, don't take 4 steps forward because you'll take 2 steps back.
Yeah. Celeste, with a lot of if this is your first time ever watching, be prepared for a lot of wisdom from Celeste.
You know what, Ron? That's what we're here to do. We're here to help people get started on the right foot.
Yes, of
And
course.
now at 10 a.m., if you're just waking up, there's nothing to be ashamed about.
Okay.
The day is still new. It's still
Correct.
You still got a lot of hours left in the day.
We're anti-shame here. We're like,
hashtag
welcome.
no shame.
Well, everybody's welcome. It's the friendliest chat online, and this is Fox 10 Talks. By the way, a lot of people, we have, I believe, Celeste, the largest streaming audience we have ever had.
Yes.
Today, right now.
Oh.
Thousands
Ever?
of people watching us on the stream.
Wow.
You want to know why? The Fox Local app is free. And you can access so much stuff on that, plus hang out with us.
Yes.
People love watching on YouTube. And we just have, Roku and Samsung and a lot of other ways where you can do it.
The great thing about watching on YouTube is that you can join the chat. If you watch on Fox Local, we love that you're watching on Fox Local, like on Roku or any of the other devices, streaming platforms. But when you're on YouTube, maybe you're watching on YouTube on your phone, and then you can chat with us.
Perfect.
And then you're watching on your big screen
your favorite
TV.
streaming thing on the big TV, but keep your phone handy.
Or on your iPad.
If you've watched before and you've never chatted with us, come on and just say hi.
Yeah.
Right? Okay. Let's talk about this story, Celeste. What happened in Apache Junction the other day is just raising so many questions.
Yeah.
There was a young lady who was apparently trying to run away from home, and her name was Skylar, and we do want to get you a little bit of additional information. She went missing last Friday. Yeah. Police put the turquoise alert system out. They found her. She's 13. They also found the old guy who apparently she had gotten into his car, and now there's this gap in time that people are trying to figure out. Where was Skylar? Take a listen to this.
Missing person is under the age of 65, that the law enforcement agency that is requesting the alert, that has the investigation, has exhausted all of their resources. The missing person has gone missing under suspicious or unexplained circumstances. And then the next case is that the endangerment component, that they're either in the company of a dangerous person, some type of peril that they could be in.
Okay, so Apache Junction Police really working this case closely, doing a great job. She has been found, and they're not looking at a kidnapping. They think she got into the car willingly, but you got a 13-year-old girl and a guy who we believe was maybe in his 60s or so. There had been some earlier surveillance video we don't have access to anymore, but obviously people want a lot of answers. So, Celeste, let's talk about the earthquake. When the first headline I saw when I went online this morning at like 4:30 in the morning is thousands feared dead. Because when the original reports come out, here, I'm going to show you this video right here. A guy on his motorcycle is driving around the beaches right there. And watch what happens here is you are about to see it over here to the left. I think this is just like right after the earthquake hit in Venezuela. And look, there's a whole building over there to the left, just flattened. The fact is that it happened late in the day yesterday. And it is, the worst scenario would be if it happens in the middle of the night and everybody's sound asleep. So we don't know how many people are trapped in all of these buildings. People are just, they're dealing with it and trying to figure out, where do we go next? Where can we look for or listen for the sound of survivors? Because it's been proven you can survive in the rubble for multiple days, 3, 4, 5 days, but they got to get on it.
Yeah, it is heartbreaking when you look at this. I mean, I just so many people were killed in this situation, and it's interesting too because in this day and age, almost everybody has either dash cam video or this gentleman on a bike has a camera associated. So we're able to see a completely different perspective with people. You know, you see people walking on the street here.
And you know what that building was that you just saw? That's a hotel.
Yeah.
And they went immediately onto their social pleading for help. So
Yeah.
hopefully they are getting some. The other thing, Celeste, that I thought was just really, you know, it shows the emotion of the moment. Rescuers, of course, are looking for any man, woman, or child, but they did manage to pull a little puppy out of the rescue. I'm just going to let this roll. Listen to the sound. Obviously, this is in South America. They're speaking Spanish, but you'll get the gist of it here, right up to the point where they offer water to this little puppy who I'm sure is so confused. Here we go.
Aquí los equipos de rescate que acaban de sacar un perrito de los escombros, se encontraba atrapado. Los bomberos del distrito capital, como siempre, los héroes de toda la historia, trabajando arduamente para sacar sobrevivientes de los escombros. Salinas, donde continúan los equipos de rescate tratando de buscar sobrevivientes dentro de la estructura colapsada. Rescataron un perrito que se encontraba entre los escombros chillando. Está siendo atendido en estos momentos. Aquí los equipos de rescate acaban de sacar un perrito.
There they are. They're just,
look at
you
that
know,
little pup.
you're
My
looking for,
goodness.
like I say, you're looking for men, women, and children. But boy, if you can save the life of a little pup who I'm sure is thinking, well, where are my people?
Yeah,
Right? That kind of
my
a thing.
goodness. Wow.
Okay, so we'll stand by to hopefully get additional information. Now, coming up next here on Fox 10 is this guy right here. That is Trenton Hooker. Hi, Trenton. Hi, guys.
What's up, buddy?
Okay.
T-Dog.
Yeah, Trenton is going to join us. Celeste, he's been digging. What is this fight all about at Maricopa County? So, I mean, it's time. People are going to start voting here. Mm-hmm. We put Trenton on the case, and guess what? We're all going to get answers.
He came through.
Yeah, so there's big doings over there. We'll dig into that.
We're putting T-Dog on the case.
Oh, it's T-Dog. Look out.
This is a preview of your mystery camera. We'll be right back.
Okay, there is your Mystery Kim preview.
Yeah, we let it breathe this morning because that's how we do it here, Ron. We let things breathe.
That is how we do. So, yeah, that's a very distinctive building.
Wow,
so
with the dome on
that
top.
Gives you I know, it looks like somebody built a high-rise and they popped the Lowell Observatory right on top of it.
I know.
Now, just think about it, Celeste. If you're on top of a 50-story building and you're in the observatory business, that's a plus for you. You're that much
Absolutely.
closer to the moon or whatever.
Especially
Alpha
if it,
Centauri.
if it slides open at the top and you can lift up like this massive telescope, it's even better. But look at the building right next to it. That is actually, it looks like a gold bar, but on its side. Does it not? It's like that shape, kind of.
It looks like the thing.
Hang on, Trenton. What was that you're
I was
saying?
going to say, it looks like the thing all the apes were dancing to, 2001, A Space Odyssey, the obelisk.
Yes,
You're right. It's so crazy.
I'm going grain silo. On the other one.
Grain
Okay,
silo.
good.
But
Grain
a little
silo.
more rounded, I guess.
Grain silo with a view. Hey, our poll question this morning looks like this. And so should all 50, this is part of the president is adamant that he wants the Save America Act to be voted on and passed before he'll sign off on the housing bill. So part of it is requiring every state to require anybody who wants to register to vote to prove their identification. So right now, 94% are saying, yeah, it'll help prevent fraud if you require it. 2% are saying, no, you know what? Some states do require voters to sign that they're eligible. That's enough. And then the other option is states alone should set their registration rules with no federal interference. You can grab the QR code. I bet it's shaping up different on YouTube, though, Celeste.
That is a big number. It actually is relatively the same. Yes, it will help prevent fraud. 70% of people are saying they vote in that same direction. They say that all 50 states should require ID when someone registers to vote. 25% say states should set registration rules with no federal influence. And only 4% say some states require you to sign you're eligible, and that is enough.
Here is Big D.
Hello, friends. Lots of people commenting on fox10phoenix.com/poll as well as on YouTube. Bill Sasso in Phoenix says, I do not understand why anyone in this country would not want someone to have the appropriate ID to vote. A viewer in Cave Creek says there's no reason why states should differ in their voting practices. There should be a nationwide standard. And Jonathan Newburn says all states already require proof of registration, and to register you have to have an ID. There's zero evidence of mass voter fraud, zero evidence of mass illegals voting. These are all lies. Really interesting comments. People are fired up. Keep them coming, guys.
By the way, we are getting a lot of chitter chatter from everybody in the online YouTube comment section. Chad Taylor is saying, I would like to have access to that telescope up there. And Jennifer is saying, me too, Chad. But also, we have some ground rules here. We don't want you to guess by using, let's see, it's Burger Boy. He says, come on, peeps. Don't use Google or AI. I'm going with Tallahassee, Florida.
And then I told him, I said, I hope you win, Burger Boy, but if you don't, your burgers are always a win.
That's for sure.
We love a good burger, Burger Boy.
Okay, Celeste, so Trenton comes in every morning. It's such an asset for us here on Fox 10 Talks, this streaming show that we do after the 9 a.m. hour is done. And Trenton is, I think, in large part because of his background as a newspaper reporter, is able to dig into stories in a very short period of time. And he and I were chatting this morning. You don't mind, Trenton, that I text you at 7 o'clock.
I love it personally because that's almost the first thing I see when I wake up.
Yeah,
that is
one's there.
That's a true newsman.
We're getting
a
to
true
work.
newsman who's okay with getting a text at 7 a.m. about some sort of a headline.
And
it's better than coffee.
Yes, there you go. I feel like everybody knows there's a fight going on between the county recorder, Justin Heap, is supposed to be kind of leading the way, I guess you would say, when it comes to these elections and voting. And yet the Board of Supervisors has been in a real fight with him. You can maybe help sort it out for us a little bit, Trenton. What's it really all about?
Well, let's just set the stage of where we're at right now. Okay. So we are less than a month away from the beginning of the primary elections. Yeah. That's going to happen July 21st. One of the largest counties in America, and this could be an extremely consequential election for the U.S. with the midterms. Nationally, Maricopa County plays a huge role in that. And right now, we don't have the ground rules as far as what the county recorder, Justin Heap, their party is agreeing to, as well as the Board of Supervisors having an election plan they both are set on. This is what we're going to do. So we're running out of time.
So isn't this something that should have been set, let's just say, at least 6 to 8 months ago?
Yeah.
This is the plan.
Right.
And now we're coming up on a deadline. So what are we anticipating here is going to happen?
Well, if it's anything like it's been for really Justin Heap's entire time in office with the Board of Supervisors, that relationship, it's going to be a little rocky, for sure. Now, both sides have said that they are fully committed to making sure the primaries are going to go off without a hitch and then on to the midterm elections. But so far, it's been extremely complicated. Yesterday, the Board of Supervisors did vote unanimously for their election plan. And again, this is to have all of the locations set up for the 200 different ballot boxes, voting centers where those are going to be, then the locations for where the ballot drop box is as well.
Is that what the big fight is about?
Right. And who has the authority to decide what? That's kind of what it comes down to. Now, this also gets in the minutia, too, where they were arguing over IT staff before a few months ago, and then other personnel that they kind of share. But it's really a tug of war of authority between Justin Heap, who says, I was elected by the people of Maricopa County to come in and clean up the elections office, which he was throwing a lot of jabs, especially during the run-up in his campaign, to the predecessor, Stephen Richer, saying that we have a broken election system, claiming, yes, in 2020, that election was rigged, that it should have gone to Donald Trump. And then also with the race for governor, too, there were claims there.
So how does it work? Is it supposed to be who really is in power and what... How should this work? So the Board of Supervisors, they released their plan for election coming up here. Justin Heap, does he follow their lead or vice versa? Or are they supposed to agree? What is like our Constitution or what does it say within the county?
Well, that's a great question because that's what the court's been trying to decide as far as each part, what is it supposed to be? And at least how the system is set up is that they're all supposed to work together to share responsibilities in each part, because you have the Board of Supervisors, they're one part of it, and then under the Board of Supervisors too is their elections department. And then we have the county recorder, which tabulates the vote, verifies signatures, and makes sure that we have it safe and secure election.
By the way, since you mentioned tabulation, then there was this angle to the story,
right?
Which was this: these are employees; these are not just random people, but there was an issue, at least in their mind, I guess, regarding some of the voting equipment or something.
Well, the Board of Supervisors says that this footage was proof that they are tampering with the election outside of their authority and not having the Board of Supervisors on as far as approving that this equipment was removed. It was put in a trunk of an employee's vehicle. And they're saying that's highly illegal because they didn't sign off on it. Now, Heap's office is saying that he had the authority to do that, that this was something that was routine. It wasn't an illegal move. And they were actually claiming that the Board of Supervisors was criminally going after the staff to try to find out who these people were, what they were doing with it. And we're making some pretty vicious claims as far as they were going to bring the hammer of the law on them.
So somebody released the video.
Yes.
So there was somebody who had access to the surveillance footage, somebody within the office that released the video to them. So it makes you think, like, you know, they've got people within their office building, or at least who they work with in their department, that are not on board with leadership.
It certainly is a house divided for sure. Right now at 10 o'clock, they actually started 30 minutes ago with a mediation session. And then you factor in the county attorney's role in all of this. On paper, she's supposed to represent kind of both sides. In court, whenever there's a challenge to how the process plays out. Justin Heap's office and Heap himself has said, I don't feel like we're getting a fair shake with Rachel Mitchell, and has accepted outside counsel from an out-of-state law firm, which the allegation is that have extremely close ties to the Trump administration, specifically Stephen Miller. And that's what they're debating right now, and having a mediation session on.
They need a conflict manager
Point
in there
is,
to like really
we,
break
you know
it
what?
up.
We're days away from this happening, and
Here's my suggestion: bring back Helen Purcell as a consultant.
Oh, wow. That's,
Right?
yeah.
Who didn't love Helen? I mean,
lady.
we have a properly elected leader as a recorder.
Well, the problem is, she already took a side. We interviewed her here at Fox 10, and she's already said Justin Heap's office should have known better. But AZ Raider in the chat, he says they must have known there were cameras. We've got to find somebody who's in the middle. I thought you were going to say Hello Kitty, and I thought, okay, well that's but instead you said Helen.
Hey, before we let Trenton go, are you getting excited about the D-backs, Trenton? They went to St. Louis, Baseball City, America. They crushed the St. Louis Cardinals.
They did.
9-4, back-to-back home runs.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Just the heaters that they're swinging. I was actually at Chase Field last Monday, and just the energy in the crowd. I mean, it is ramping up. D-backs fever.
That's pretty
and
cool.
by the way, we also have pictures coming in here. Let me see. I got it on 23. Cardinal Stadium on a cloudy day. They did just announce a couple of cool things. Cardinals are in the Hall of Fame game again.
Wow. Okay, give us the details. What's happening?
So it's in Canton, Ohio. I highly recommend going and seeing it once in your life, but be prepared to pay through the nose. Come on, NFL. You have billions sitting around. You do not need to charge $40-some-odd for one person to go inside the NFL Hall of Fame. But anyway, it's going to be Thursday, August 6th, and it'll be against the Carolina Panthers. And the other thing is they announced training camp days. They're going to have 7 open practices. The first one is Friday, July 24th. Trenton, it's actually starting to feel a little bit like football.
Yeah.
It's amazing. And hopefully we can keep our shirts, too, after NFL season. I mean, good Lord, $46?
Yeah, no kidding.
Yeah, I know.
Trenton, good to see you, my friend.
Thank you, guys.
T-Dog joining us on a Thursday.
And now let's go to the mystery cam, shall we, Celeste?
Let's do it. Your guesses, throw them in the chat. We'll be right back.
Megan, we're ready for it. Thank you, guys. Wake up,
And we welcome you back. It is time for those guesses, Celeste, to come in, and I'm really interested on this one. Let's see. Thomas Favela, who's a world traveler, says he's pretty sure it's Schenectady.
He says Tom's River. Is there a Tom's River somewhere?
Oh, multiple guesses?
Yeah, I don't know. He also says Burger Boy says Tallahassee.
Linda says Missouri.
And Jennifer says Nebraska. What are you going to go with, Ron?
Thomas says Oklahoma. To me, this says big city, and there's something about that building, and it's flat. It's super
very flat.
duper flat. I'm going to go Texas, but I'm trying. It could be any one of Austin. Well, it wouldn't be Austin because there's no big old river. So it could be Houston or Dallas or maybe San Antonio. I'm going to go Texas. Anyway, I'll go Texas.
You're gonna go
I'm going to
Texas.
even guess maybe Houston.
Okay, so Christine Carroll is coming in here, and she says Oklahoma.
Okay.
And I think I'm going to go with Christine this morning.
Okay, here we go.
With Oklahoma. So
All right.
here is your mystery camera, and it is Winston-Salem, North Carolina.
Oh, we were so far off.
Did we have any Carolinas, North Carolina,
I don't think we
South
saw-
Carolina?
I don't know.
I
Not
don't
that
know
I
either.
remember. Okay, so that's what Winston-Salem looks like?
I know. Is this like where they made the Winston Salem?
Cigarettes?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think probably.
You know, in this part of the country.
Probably that whole building to the left probably filled with cigarette executives.
Wow, now I think it's probably empty because everybody's vaping.
Wow, that is really interesting. Okay, so that's a good view of what's going on in Winston-Salem, North Carolina.
Yes. All right, welcome back, everyone. Thank you for your
Okay.
guesses. Congratulations if you won.
Yeah, that's for sure. Hey, so we are welcoming. Is this the first time you've joined us on the stream now, Megan? It's Megan Spector, everybody.
It's definitely been a while. I might have popped on randomly a while ago.
Okay.
But happy to be back.
Well, welcome back.
Thank
And we encourage
Yeah.
pop-on visits. So anytime you're just feeling it, come on over.
Especially when you bring a live in studio audience
Sure.
with Bells and Abs
Isabella
here.
and Abby
Yeah.
are the studio audience. So what's that? Okay.
Yeah.
If you hear applause, you'll know where it's coming from.
It's a live studio audience. Yeah.
Did you guys make posters?
Go back
Posters.
out, come back in when you're ready.
You know, we need the applause sign like they have at game shows, that kind of a thing.
Exactly.
Ooh, Megan's back there.
Yes.
Megan, I'm going to roll some video.
Okay.
You have done a story that is right on the edge of going viral. Tell us why.
Well, I think you need, this video, it speaks for itself. What more could you ask for? Look at these little faces. Okay, so to give you backstory about this, these are Highland cows, and if you don't know anything about them, you've probably seen them all over social media. The one that you see, oh, there we go, and that's exactly why. Those bangs that are on the front of that
sweet.
cow, that is their
yeah.
classic, iconic hairstyle. They're fuzzy little cows, and now all three of those little babies are at the Wildlife World Zoo.
Oh my God.
Recently brought in.
You're saying babies. Do we know how old they are? About?
They are very, very babies. They just got there, I think, a few months ago. So, yeah, they are very fresh. I know that one of them is a mini. That white one in the middle, that's a mini Highland cow. The other two are standard, so they're going to get a little bit bigger than that eventually.
Gosh. Okay, now you said they got here, so they weren't born there. They were brought in
They
from?
were brought in from a different facility, they said, but now they're making their home there, the Wildlife World Zoo. So it's awesome. They're building a custom barn just for them. It's going to have accommodations for temperatures, making sure even in that fuzzy fur coat they've got, they can stay cool during the heat. So they're getting them all ready for their new home.
Did I hear you say mimosas?
Yes. Okay, so that's the other part of this that we got to talk about. Not only can you go to the zoo and see those furry faces, but yes, you can have mimosas and muffins with their brunch every Saturday and Sunday. They have this activity where you can go in, have brunch with them. You get access to the park that day with your ticket, and then you also get another ticket to go back another day. So what more could you ask for? Drinks and cows. That's my ideal weekend.
So sweet.
But they are so sweet. So we got the chance to go meet them yesterday, and they are just absolutely precious. I mean, the videos speak for themselves.
You had the best assignment.
I really did. I had a great day yesterday. We got to meet the cows. We got to hang out with other animals, too. If you haven't been to the Wildlife World Zoo, everyone has to go.
Isn't it
so
amazing?
cool.
They have peacocks that just like randomly are
Everywhere.
walking around in the middle of the zoo.
Everywhere. They are all around. We were taking a little golf cart, and I was telling our photographer, Joe Tillman, I'm like, don't hit them, please. Please, they live here. But yes, they walk around. You can see those out in the wild of the zoo, and then you get to see all the other animals, too. So it's a great place. nice.
you.
Now they have 3 new furry faces. and
You
they
give the
are
Wildlife
adorable.
World Zoo another 10 years,
Yeah.
and they are going to be giving the biggest zoos in the country a run for their money.
It's pretty amazing.
really what
They
they're
do,
doing out
and they
there.
have some amazing. I mean, they have more than 600 species. I think more than 6,000 animals. So
Wow.
there's a lot to see.
I did not even know there were 600 species.
You got to go
I
to
think
the
we're
Wildlife
one of
World
them,
Zoo.
too. We're mammals. We're mammals.
I did not know there were 599 animal species.
Well, there are, and they're at the Wildlife World Zoo, so you got to go check them out with the cows.
Hey, Megan, if you want to hang out with us for a couple of minutes, we got some other stories
Let's
to
do
talk
it.
about. What is up with this Amazon driver, you guys?
This is crazy.
So
this.
now this story comes in from Indiana, where for the most part people are normal. But she literally drove right across the lawn. I guess she might have been in a hurry and didn't want to drive all the way down there. There is a long driveway. So the homeowners, do people not realize they're pretty much on camera at every house nowadays?
You know
yeah,
what?
no kidding.
I think about that all the time when we see all these porch pirate videos too. I'm like, don't you know
Correct.
that someone is filming you most of
Right.
the time?
I mean, and she kind of the way she backed. It looks like a woman anyway. It looks like she backed up and kind of drove around and she got tired. It's kind of sad actually to not respect somebody's yard and the hard work they probably put into that yard.
You know, so I have fake grass at my house. Do you have real grass, Celeste?
like artificial? You
Yeah,
mean?
yeah.
We have real grass. Yes, we do in the front yard.
Do the kids mow it or do you mow it? Or does Big Gear?
No, we have a
Oh, a guy?
landscaper.
A
who
guy,
comes.
okay.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, when I was growing up, we had a lawn almost that big up in Washington because
Yeah.
everybody does. And I'm just computing, it had to take, now it looks like it might have been a riding lawnmower, so that's
Yeah.
different. But for me, with a push lawnmower, that would have been a 3-hour job. So come on,
Absolutely.
lady.
Well,
There's a
and-
lot of work in that.
You know, Jennifer says this is pure laziness at its finest. And I'm right there with you, Jenna. Because look at the driveway. It's right there next. She could have driven up the driveway
Yep.
and walked down that small sidewalk there and dropped it off.
All right, let's talk ice cream. Megan, do you have a favorite flavor of all the flavors?
Ooh, mint chocolate chip.
Oh,
100%.
love it.
Okay.
But
Yeah.
I'm kind of a frozen yogurt girl.
You know what?
Okay.
The froyo is hot with the Gen Z.
Right?
There is a huge froyo surge around the country.
surge.
Yeah. There's
Okay.
have you heard? I'm sure.
I'm
yeah.
in it.
You're
I'm
in
part
it.
of it. I got it last night.
What's your favorite topping of froyo?
So I go with the cookies and cream froyo.
Okay.
Or cake batter.
Ooh,
and then I
okay, that's
like
my fave.
strawberries and chocolate
yeah.
chips
Yeah.
and put it all on it.
Well,
That
here's
cake batter's
here's
good.
why we're talking about it. There are 2 ice cream shops that have now been judged to be top 50 in America.
Yes.
Yelp just came out. This is a perfect way to rate this, by the way, because so much of it is so subjective. But they rank the 50 most saved ice cream shops in the U.S. based on the website's users bookmarking. So they're like, oh, I'm going to go back and check that one out. Sweet Republic in Scottsdale, 92nd Street in Shea. It's top 20. It was number 18. And the Sugar Bowl, been around forever in Old Town Scottsdale since the 50s, was ranked 33rd. Our Tom Fergus, actually, Sweet Republic, they have multiple locations, but our Tom Fergus was out there, about a year ago, maybe a little more, who actually profiled their ice cream. Ready? Here we go, Tommy.
Continental theme ice cream. All 6 continents are represented. Let's show off everyone at home what you came up with. What's that on the right?
Yeah, the first one is Europe, France, with strawberry French 75. This is made with sparkling wine, gin, lemon juice, and ripe summer strawberries.
Here we go on the next one.
And then we're in Africa with the South African milk tart. This is eggy, milky custard with a hint of nutmeg and cinnamon with tart pieces throughout.
And then the next
And
one.
we're off to Australia with the Boozy Lamington. These are sponge cake covered with chocolate and coconut. We added some raspberry sauce to it and put that all in a dairy-free coconut-based ice cream.
Oh, you had me at sponge cake. What's this next one?
This is Asia with the taro boba. This is taro ice cream with house-made boba balls.
Yeah, and then the next one?
And then we're in with this is the tropical chamoyada. This is a pineapple ice cream with chamoyada, which is a little tangy and spicy.
That's the South American one. Got a little spicy, a little tangy.
Yes, that's right. And we bring it back home with the all-American breakfast. This is an old-fashioned blueberry donuts, bacon brittle, all in the maple ice cream.
Wow, way to cover it all, Tommy. So the thing is, you guys, Our question today,
Yeah.
we're all about ice cream, is what's your go-to for one treat, especially if like the ice cream truck comes right down the road?
Yeah, we had an ice cream truck that rolled through like my grandma's neighborhood, my nana's, and I always went for the strawberry shortcake. What about you, Megan?
Really? You know, that ice cream, I didn't think I ever liked it, but I would always get that one that looked like SpongeBob.
Yes.
Which Abby's going to laugh at me
My
because I
kids
didn't watch
loved that
SpongeBob.
one.
But the ones that had like the gumball eyeballs.
Yes, I totally remember. It's
Kinda
yellow.
look like scary
and-
version
yeah.
of SpongeBob.
By the way, they might as well just give up on the snow cone biz altogether. Only 2%.
Do they
But
give
a
those
lot
at,
of-
at ice cream trucks? I never recall those at ice cream trucks.
I mean, if the
know.
entrepreneurial spirit is still
Yeah.
alive.
When I went to some spring training games, the snow cones were a big hit.
Oh, I bet.
yeah, they
it was
were.
so hot
needed,
this year.
yeah.
Much needed.
Drumsticks going at 35%, an ice cream sandwich. If you want to go back and look at yesterday's show, you can see the ice cream sandwich cake
Yes.
recipe that my granddaughter, Ava Jane, made.
Oh, yeah, it's so delicious.
It's really so delicious. Okay, Dave, you want to log in here? Do you have a favorite on this list or any other ice cream chatter you want to join the convo with?
You know, I'm always happy to join the convo, guys. Who wouldn't want to? I like all ice cream. I'm not discriminatory in any way. I will eat it if you put it in front of me.
Very nice.
So I threw this in the chat. I said, what's your favorite ice cream? RLS Vids is with you, Megan, mint and chip. I think Dave's microphone is still on, FYI. Dave, don't curse, whatever you do. Thomas Favolis is pineapple coconut. And we have a lot of people. DQ has drumstick and blizzards right now, he believes, AZ Raider says. And it's good to see you in here, my friend, AZ Raider. It's been a little while.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, Megan, thank you for hanging out with us today.
Thanks for having
good to
me.
see
It
you,
was nice to
Meg.
see you guys sitting on the chat.
Good.
Yeah.
Come back when your video's gone to 1 million views.
I'll do my
It's gonna be
best.
viral.
Everyone go watch it. Good story.
So, coming up next here on AZAM, you know, what is
Oh,
it?
FTT, it's not AZAM, Ron.
Oh, okay. You know what? Can we change this to AZAM? I don't know if my brain can. Anyway.
Fox 10 Talks. After the break. Turn it off.
Yeah. I don't know if it's been hot today. Yeah. As long as they're off. Okay. Better length. Better.
Okay, we had a very busy show today. Now, after Megan left, we have 10 minutes.
Now, here's the beautiful thing about Fox 10 Talks, also known as AZAM. It is when Celeste comes out in the middle of her show at 9 a.m. with Ty. She's like, I've got a great idea. And, Dave and I and Isabella and Abby were all working on the show. And we're like, Celeste, that's a great idea. Let's do it. And you came to me, around 9 this morning and said, did you know?
Yes.
What did you say?
I said, did you know today is Global Beatles Day?
Okay.
And so I said, why don't we, I know we like to use the Ask AI segment for a lot of different things.
Yes, yeah.
We didn't ask AI, we manipulated AI this morning. And because we are the humans in charge, and we created this.
Okay.
Take a look.
Hang on, I got to get to the, here we go.
So here is Ron and I as Beatles. And with the little flip of my hair, and Ron, your long brown locks.
Sure.
So I asked AI.
So we are John and Paul.
Yeah, probably. I don't know who I am.
Because you know who you look like? I know this is straight out of the 60s. You look a lot more like Marlo Thomas in That Girl than anybody who ever played guitar for the Beatles.
Probably. Well, I said, can you create this photo? I went out to Ron's desk. I took a selfie of us, and I uploaded it to Gemini.
Right.
I said, can you create a photo of us dressed as the Beatles with hair like the Beatles and performing on stage? And so, Ron,
so great.
I mean, I don't know what I look like, but the people behind us are loving whatever we're doing.
Oh, that's so great. Celeste, that's outstanding. By the way, I grew up in the 60s. And I've told the story many times.
Yes.
I went on a field trip to our KOMW OMAC radio station. Back in the 60s, you just couldn't listen to the radio without hearing Beatles music.
Yeah.
And I loved it. And I just, like playground time in elementary school, you ran outside and got all your energy out and you pretended you were the Beatles.
Yes.
And I was always John, and this other guy was always Paul. And we rotated George and Ringo.
Oh, and so they were just like, okay, you're going to be George and you're going to be Ringo.
Yeah.
AZ Raider says that is a 60s do for sure, Celeste. Jennifer's laughing. Let's see. We also have Ember Ivan. He says, you look like that girl.
That's what I was saying,
that
Emperor.
pic. LOL, yes.
Yeah.
So Emperor's agreeing with you. So lots of good stuff. And you guys are still talking ice cream. I know Frost Gelato in Santan Village, RLS Vid says, because we're also talking about ice cream this morning as well. So happy Global Beatles Day. What is your favorite Beatles song?
Oh, that is a great question.
I did a little deep dive, Ron.
We have, by the way, let me just pull up our wide shot here, because we have a special guest, BK.
BK.
The Drone Zone is represented
Drone
today.
Zone's here.
So be thinking about this. What's your favorite Beatles song of all time?
We'll revisit towards the end of the show.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Buddy, how you doing?
I'm doing good. How are you guys doing?
Yeah, we have been itching to get you on the 10 o'clock hour. You are in high demand. Every time you're like, hey, I'm coming on FTT, it's like never in the 10 o'clock hour. I'm like, okay, well, now we're finally getting you.
Well, I guess my agent finally worked it out for everybody.
Yeah.
Glad to be here.
Well, you guys, from what I hear, are just rolling out your 50th episode. Let's talk about this.
Yes, it's the big 50th episode, and we are showing the most requested Drone Zone. You know, the QR code at the end of the segments that air on the 4 o'clock. We always say, tell people, hey, request what you want to see, and the most requested one is a landfill. People want to see what these things look like, and we got access to Butterfield Station landfill, and we went there, we flew the drone, and it was quite the experience.
This is where we're happy we do not have smell-o-vision.
Well, Celeste, you'll be surprised. Joe and I both, we were talking about this experience on the episode. We
didn't smell anything?
Like, I don't know if we were just like not in the direction of downwind of anything, or they sprayed Febreze everywhere, but it didn't smell at all.
You know, it's wild. What part of the valley is this in?
In Maricopa, near Mobile.
Oh, down south, on the south side of South Mountain.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, look at all these big trucks rolling in there as well.
I mean, it just looks so cool from the drone, especially the one trucks with like the big spiky tires.
Look at that.
Why do you think people were so fascinated with this
I don't know.
episode?
I think it looks, the operation, how it looks, it looks like little Matchbox cars in a sandbox almost. And, a lot of people don't know where their garbage goes after you put the
That's
put the can on the curb.
Yeah.
So we kind of said, we'll see if we can show people, and
people at WM were more than happy to invite us out and get some drone footage, and so we talk about it on our show, our 50th.
Now, here's an idea for a future episode.
Yeah?
Start at some lady's house,
Okay.
and she just put her garbage can out for the morning.
All right.
And then it gets picked up by the truck, and you follow the truck, I'm sure, to some processing center.
Oh, yeah.
And then it all gets into these huge trucks.
The huge ones, yep.
And then it shows up at the landfill.
Well,
What
yeah,
do you think? I'm not trying to produce from the set.
That's what they said.
But I am.
They said that it goes from the can on the curb to the garbage truck, and the garbage truck goes to another like processing center, like
Yeah.
you said,
Right, yeah.
and then gets sorted out, and then to these huge trucks that go to landfill and dump it, and they get squashed and smushed and moved around, and yeah.
So
pretty
we
cool.
have Scottsdale Coyote says, "Hey PK,
Hey,
remember me?"
Yeah, I do. I met Scottsdale Coyote out on a shoot.
Did you really?
Yeah,
Where?
big fan.
Which shoot was that on?
We were on at the Scottsdale Airport. I was there with Scott with
No
Steve
doubt,
Nielsen.
Joe.
Yeah.
Oh, with
Steve
Steve.
Nielsen, yeah.
Oh, by the way, so this is another drone. Oh, you got pig. Look at this today. We have cows and now we have pigs.
You know what? We do not discriminate. We love all good video.
Okay, tell us about this one, BK.
This is at Better Piggies Rescue up North Phoenix. They rescue pigs, and we were there because Loving Hut Vegan Restaurant was feeding them that day. So again, just another opportunity to show off some cool visuals with the drone.
Yeah.
And these pigs did not care that we were there flying the drone at all. They were just hungry and ready to eat.
Oh my goodness!
All the
How
scraps.
many pigs do they have at the rescue?
Oh my gosh, I can't quite remember. Couple
you know what,
hundred.
Do you know what book I want to pick up now?
100. Wow.
What?
You know what book I want to pick up now?
What book?
Charlotte's Web.
Oh, that's a good one.
Oh, I thought you were going to say
Yeah.
Three Little Pigs.
You know what movie I want to watch now?
What's that?
Babe.
You know what
The
I
pig
want?
in the
You know what?
city.
You know what
Pig
I
in the
want to
city.
eat right now? Bacon.
Oh, wow.
I'm,
All right.
I'm kidding. I mean, not these pigs, but at some point I would love a BLT.
There you go. There you go.
Don't we have one in our fancy new kitchen?
We
Do we have a machine that doles out the,
BLTs?
I wouldn't mind it if we hired, like on Wednesdays or something, like a sandwich company to come in and make fresh sandwiches
That's a
for
great
us.
I wouldn't mind that
idea.
either, Ron.
With
That's a great
employee
idea.
discounts,
Oh,
something
okay.
like
We'll
that.
put it in the idea box.
All right.
So what
so,
are some of like the what comes to mind, BK? You guys do such a great job on Drone Zone. What comes to mind with like the most memorable shoot you've ever had, or what comes to mind is I know you've had a lot, but some cool spots around the state.
Yeah, some really cool spots up at Watson Lake.
That's so
we
beautiful.
did
In
climbers.
Prescott,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, we did
Yeah.
a climbing club where they were climbing the mountains there, and that was just a really cool place to be.
Wow. There are those big boulders,
Yes,
right? At
yes.
Watson Lake.
It's a
seen
totally
that, Ron?
different like
in Prescott.
lake.
Oh,
You wouldn't think it would be in the desert.
Right, and you can kayak around it. It's really remarkable. It's so beautiful, and
Yeah.
it just pops up out of nowhere.
Oh yeah,
There's
It's
so
just
much
right there.
territory to cover in Arizona. It's going
There
to keep
is.
you guys employed for years.
Well, and that's why I have the QR code or the comments here on Fox 10 Talks. If anybody has any ideas, we'd love to hear them because we'd love to go check out all the spots in Arizona.
All right, before we say our goodbyes, a couple of questions here in the chat. Chad is saying, I've got a question for y'all. If somebody sneezes in the movie theater, is it polite or disrespectful for you to shout, bless you? Because then you're interrupting the movie twice. First the sneeze and then somebody
I think there's like a 2 to 3 chair rule. Like if you're like 2 chairs away, you're like, bless you.
Yeah.
Okay, or
But-
one row, upper back kind of a thing.
I don't even think you can't go rows because it's too weird. It's like, you know what I mean?
There you go,
Yeah,
Chad.
I wouldn't shout it, but if I was close by, I'd
Nearby.
say bless you.
Yeah, nearby. Bless you.
So on to the other question, though, which is what's your favorite Beatles song? Dave, by the way, we're going to check in with you next. So
I'm going to say We Can Work It Out.
Ooh.
that's what I was going to say.
Great minds think alike,
It
Ron.
popped up on my phone today, and I'm like, we can't sing or play any music
I
online.
know.
Someday we'll be able to, but not yet.
So let me read a couple of these. Thomas Brown says Strawberry Fields.
Forever.
Thomas Favola says Hey Jude.
Okay.
Linda Monterth with Yesterday, Let It Be.
Okay.
And those are just a couple of them. I'm trying to look through. And by the way, somebody said, yeah, now you're talking about bacon, and they have me. They're craving bacon as well. RLS Vid says bacon joke, much appreciated.
Yeah. There
Oink,
is
oink.
something about We Can Work It Out, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's first record I ever bought was called "She Loves You." Yeah.
You know, we should work it out. Is that the name of the song?
Yeah.
We should actually take that to the county board of supervisors and have them play it with Justin Heap in the same room.
Over and over, and nobody leaves till you get it worked out.
Get it worked out, people.
Let's find out from Big D. What's your favorite Beatles song?
I'm going to go with All You Need Is Love.
That's
good one,
right,
too.
with the
That is a
trumpet
good
to
one.
start.
Wow.
You know, so I was in London a couple of years ago, and just to walk past at the Abbey Road Studios to me was like a mind-bending experience.
Yeah.
Because think of all the great music they came up with there, those four guys.
Yeah.
It was really
Did
quite
you ever
incredible.
go on that crosswalk? What is?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Abbey,
Oh, yeah.
Abbey Road?
Is
Is
that-
it Abbey
I'm
Road?
What is
surprised
that?
people aren't hit in that crosswalk because there is no stoplight there.
Well,
You have to scoot across real quick.
now you just do it on AI.
True.
Just have me walking across Abbey Road.
Yeah,
That's the next
you
picture you
do.
guys should do.
Yeah, that's the next picture.
Yeah.
Good idea, BK.
So, Celeste, you say your Beatles' favorite song is?
I think "Hey Jude," but
Really?
I really do love. We played it this morning. The Sunshine Sun song. "Here Comes the Sun."
Oh, yes.
Yeah, I like
That's
Here Comes
another
the
good
Sun.
one.
I mean, is there a bad Beatles song?
I don't know. I don't think so.
And one record, as big as Taylor Swift is today, and other acts have been over the years,
Yeah.
from Jay-Z to, you name it. No one, I don't think, will ever break one record, which is there was a day or a week in April, I think, of 1964, where they had the number one song and the number two song and the number three song.
Wow.
And the number four song and the number five song.
So Patrick Perry says in the chat, you all need to see the Fab Four cover band. So the Fab Four must be a cover band, and they performed the Beatles tunes.
Yeah.
That's so great.
Wow. Okay.
Okay, well, we've had a lot of fun talk today, from pigs to cows to the Beatles and everything in between.
You know what? That's what we're here for, to bring the conversation, bring the good mood talk,
The good
the good
mood.
news, the good
We are
mood.
the good mood people.
That's right. BK, it's good to see you, buddy.
Good to see you, too.
All right, you
Thank
guys,
you, guys.
have a great Thursday. Ty and Anita are up next at 11 o'clock, and we'll see you tomorrow. It's Friday. Woohoo.
What a show!
What a show, people. What a show, people.
All right, welcome on in, you guys. We're going to keep things rolling. 11 o'clock right here on Fox 10 Talks.
Absolutely. So we have a lot to cover this afternoon. Well, late morning, almost. I'm thinking it's noon because we've been doing the noon show in here. My goodness. We're going to talk about the stories that we are watching because there's a lot happening. Ty, you want to take this one?
Yeah, take a look at this, you guys. This happened yesterday. Look at that explosion that happened. So this happened yesterday north of the valley. This was on the 87 right in the area of Fountain Hills. So video shows that thick black smoke billowing from a car. And then you saw that subsequent explosion. The Tonto National Forest says the Round Valley Fire, that's what they called it because it actually set fire to the ground on either side of the 87. And we'll get a view right here. This is what I was talking about. You can see the fire that spread on both sides of the highway. So this had to shut down the highway for quite some time yesterday while crews put out that fire. No word yet on what caused that fire to explode. And thankfully, the good news, nobody was hurt in all of this, but wow, some dramatic footage.
This is a really good reminder, especially this time of year when we have the brush fires and the wildfires. They talk about don't throw the cigarettes out the window, don't make sure you're not dragging chains, or sometimes an incident like this one, which is dramatic and doesn't happen often, will spark those brush fires. So quite a lot happening there. If you go to our website and watch the video, you can actually hear the explosion. That was sent in from our one of our viewers, Audrey Hunt. Thank you to her. We have a Phoenix man who took DPS on a high-speed chase, and this is pretty interesting. He's charged with leading DPS on a high-speed chase in the East Valley while under the influence of alcohol. So his name is Edward Zamora, and there he is in court. So DPS tried to pull him over, 54 years old. This was just Monday. He hit speeds of 100. They clocked him going 110 on the 60 in Tempe. Well, he didn't stop. DPS says he kept going, eventually reaching speeds of 121 miles an hour, nearly hitting other cars before crashing in Mesa. Troopers say that once they finally pulled him out, he smelled like alcohol and had open containers in his car. Bond was set at $10,000. So good morning, everyone at home. My question to you is, how fast is too fast?
Yeah.
How fast do you go on the freeways?
Not that fast.
Wow.
Let's hope, right?
121.
Unbelievable. All right, here is our next story, and this is an international story that we are covering for you this morning. Massive earthquakes striking Venezuela. In fact, there were back-to-back earthquakes. The first one was 7.2. Then, just 39 seconds later, they were hit by a massive 7.5 magnitude, making it the most powerful earthquake sequence to strike the country since 1900. The acting president right now has declared a state of emergency. She has designated the heavily hit coastal state as one of the disaster zones. Dozens of buildings have been completely collapsed across the capital city, unfortunately trapping victims under rubble. They were saying the death toll right now right around 160, but they think that because of everything that's happened, that unfortunately could rise. And take a look at this, you guys. We are getting live images. This is happening as we speak, a live image from Caracas, Venezuela this morning, where you can see that crews have moved in trying to clear some of that debris.
You know, the concern is also the aftershocks. And, I don't know what the time frame on something like that would be. They had the 2 earthquakes, and the second one seemed smaller, but if you start reading a little bit of information, really hit harder. So I'm sure that they're keeping an eye on all of that as well.
Pretty incredible, isn't it?
You want to take a few minutes? We'll say hello to everyone at home. Thomas Brown says hello, Anita and Ty. We've got Linda who says good morning. Andrew who says good morning, be kind forever. Louis Gonzalez and Lil Philosophy. Thanks so much for joining us, you guys. We appreciate it.
All right, let's get into some of the top stories that are trending right now on our website this morning. The first one is this. Arizona Behavioral Health Clinic suspended, I should say, for allegations of Medicaid fraud and ties to a terminated provider.
We actually dipped into Attorney General Chris Mays yesterday at noon as she was beginning this press conference talking about this. So we have Sacred Circles of Healing and Wellness on the Navajo Nation is now under FBI investigation. They were suspended by Access amid dozens of fraud allegations. And lawmakers are basically saying, you can't do this. You can't exploit tribal land locations. You can't fake clinical notes. You can't use AI. They are really cracking down on this.
And then this is the second most read story on our website. This is that AG announcing 42 indictments in the historic healthcare fraud takedown. I got these in out of order.
That's
I apologize. But those were 42 defendants across 10 healthcare fraud cases in 5 different counties here in our state. So we'll be watching this. And this was kind of one of Justin Lum's big stories that he has been following, is kind of the corruption that's been happening with some of these individuals.
42 defendants across 10 different healthcare fraud cases in 5 different counties. So they're talking about massive $3 billion sober living fraud scheme. That's a lot of money. So they're releasing video. They are taking more people into custody. Another thing they're cracking down on.
This is a sad story that is our third most read story on our website. This is a Chandler mom has died after a suspected drunk driver rammed the family's SUV while they were in Idaho. And this is all according to the Idaho State Police. Chandler, mother of 2, was killed near Boise, Idaho. The suspect is a 29-year-old being held on a $1 million bond, facing vehicular manslaughter and aggravated DUI charges. We did speak to the victim's sister, who remembered her as a selfless woman who spent her life serving others. So some sad stories.
Head over to our website, and then we'll have more on this tomorrow as well. FIFA World Cup, FIFA fever going strong. USA plays tonight. It's going to be a late game.
It sure is. So let's get right out to Robby Baker. He is in L.A. We had you live on this morning, and now you're live in between shots from your car. We liked it.
Yes, I'm just in Venice Beach right now. Let me show you my wonderful view here. If you go through that apartment complex and another mile or so, that is Venice Beach.
There you go.
Right.
But yeah, we're here. So very nice view for the live shot location here. But yeah, they have a USA Fan House is here. It is a big fan activation on Venice Beach for United States fans leading up to kickoff tonight. And I just got to say, the craziest thing just happened to me. I got out here like an hour ago to start interviewing fans. A lady came up to me and said, "You probably don't remember me, but I'm Miss Wellenseek. I was your biology teacher at Pinnacle High School."
No!
And I was like, what? The World Cup is bringing people together, people. It's crazy.
What are the odds of that?
Now, was she a favorite teacher?
She is now.
Yeah, well, I use a lot of biology in what I do now for a living. So I probably let her down there a little bit. And if she asked me any biology questions, I would not have probably would not have passed. But
Same,
yeah, no, it
Robbie,
was
same.
great. Her whole family is here. Obviously, they're still in Arizona. This is where they live. So they drove out. They don't even have tickets to the match tonight. They just wanted to come and be a part of the World Cup hoopla out here. So it was very cool to see them. And the fan house is kind of right on the beach. The line to get in, it didn't open. I got here around 10. It opens at 11, so they just started letting people in. The line was probably 6 blocks long.
Wow.
At 10 o'clock just to get in to the fan activation zone this morning. And we are 8 hours from kickoff still tonight. So it is the party is well underway here in Los Angeles. That is for sure.
You had an opportunity to talk to the fans in line, and if so, where are people from?
So some of the other people I talked to were from Houston that drove out here. They have tickets. They actually went to the first match against Paraguay, and then they're also going to the match tonight. But they said that they play like co-ed kind of rec soccer in Houston, and it's been fun just to see. Obviously, they're diehard soccer fans, but just to see how people, the casual sports fan and casual soccer fan, has gotten swept up in this World Cup fever over the last couple of weeks. The one lady told me that she even has people at work that are texting her late at night, like, "So what is a yellow card again? And is this important? So what's going on in this match? Why are they rolling on the ground?" Stuff like that.
So can you walk us through what is in that fan activation center that you were kind of talking about a minute ago?
Yeah, so the USA House they kind of took over like an unused space in the Venice Beach area, and they have a whole team shop, so jerseys and things like that. And it's almost kind of like a little bit of a museum, too. They have, different plaques and stuff reliving the different years and generations of U.S. soccer. And I believe at noon today, they have Carlos Bocanegra, a former U.S. men's national team defender, is doing like a meet and greet, an autograph signing out here as well to keep building up as we get closer to kickoff.
Robbie, is that going to stay open throughout the entire World Cup? So if someone's watching right now and they say, "Hey, let's go next weekend," it'll be there?
Unfortunately, I think tomorrow is the last day. I have to double check, but I think it was just open through the group stage matches here for the U.S. And the U.S., they could still play here again if they make it to the quarterfinals. That quarterfinal game for the U.S. would be back here in Los Angeles. After this, we know for sure they're going to San Francisco, where they will play their round of 32 game, most likely against Bosnia-Herzegovina. And then if they win that, they would go to Seattle. If they win in Seattle, then they come back here to L.A. They win here in L.A., they go to Dallas. They win in Dallas, they're in the final in New York. And at that point, the whole country is just incredibly happy because the United States would have won the World Cup.
Because you just played it all out for us.
Yeah,
this is
we
exactly
like it.
What's going to happen? We talked about it yesterday. USA all the way.
Yeah, it's inevitable at this point, right? They're 2-0 for the first time ever in the group stage. This probably is more of an indictment on U.S. soccer than a celebration, but Mauricio Pochettino, the current manager, he is already tied for the most wins ever for a U.S. manager in the World Cup with his 2 wins, the 2-0 start that they are off to. So if they win tonight, it'll be the first time the U.S. men's team has ever won all 3 of their group stage games, and Mauricio Pochettino would then become the all-time winningest U.S. manager in the World Cup.
Fingers crossed. Be safe. We'll talk to you tomorrow.
Have fun out there.
Sounds good, guys.
All right, have a good one. It is
so
fun,
great.
isn't it?
You ready?
This is my new favorite segment. What year was it?
'Kay.
All right, let's see
Roll
what
it out.
Dave has up his sleeve today.
Okay, everyone at home, we want to hear your guesses.
Because
Dave.
today is National Beatles Day, so this is very apropos. The Beatles were formed when? What year was it?
58.
I was going to guess late 50s too. I'm going to go
You can guess the same.
56. I honestly have no idea. So go ahead. Get your guesses in, and maybe while you're putting your guess in, also let us know what your favorite Beatles song is.
Do you have one?
Yeah, well, I like all of them. I like Hey Jude.
I love Hey Jude.
And then
We went to Abbey Road when we were in London.
London.
And my husband did not want to go. He's like, I don't want to walk all the way over there. And then we got there, we kept crossing and taking pictures and crossing.
Was there a lot of people there?
We went in April and it was cold and rainy, so it wasn't like crazy. But it was so nice because everyone would stop and take pictures for each
Gotcha.
other until a car came and then everyone had to scatter.
All right, so here's that question one more time. Put your answers in. We'll have it coming
No
up.
cheating.
No cheating.
No cheating.
We'll have it after the break.
The big reveal. When were the Beatles formed? Let me see what these guesses
We've got
are.
a lot of really good guesses in here.
Maybe 56. Says Jennifer, 22. Andrew says 56. We have a 1961 from Thomas. Any others that you see on there? I don't see any others. You guessed 56.
I said 56.
I said 58. I was going to say 63, and the answer is
1960.
Oh, now see, when I Googled it, it said 62.
Oh.
Yeah. So, when the members first started playing together in 57, you know, so it's like garage band, right?
Gotcha.
John Lennon was how old?
18.
16.
Okay.
16. Paul McCartney? 15.
McCartney.
McCartney.
18.
15.
Okay.
George Harrison?
12. I don't know. Yeah, I've gotten all. Oh, because he was the youngest
You
one.
were close. They
Okay.
were little teeny boppers.
All right.
I know. Ringo Starr was 22.
Oh, I got a lot of those. That was hard. That was a hard one.
And we
Okay.
know so many Beatles songs.
All right. Well, thanks for playing along. We'll have another question tomorrow. Maybe this one won't be as hard, Dave.
I think Dave
that one was a hard one. I know.
I don't know where he's pulling these questions from, but they're
But
pretty
that was a
good.
hard one.
The Rubik's Cube one.
That
was
was a-
Monday?
yeah.
That was really tough.
That's the only one I've gotten right so far this year.
What'd you guess?
1974.
Do you remember that?
Uh-huh.
Wow. Mm-hmm.
All right, moving on, you guys. We have our next guest joining us via Zoom this afternoon. We have Brittany Sharp with FBI Phoenix, and then we have the applicant recruiter, Jake, from the University of Advancing Technology and Career Services Coordinator. Did I get all of your titles right?
Hi, guys.
Hi.
Good morning.
Super close.
Super close. Oh, okay.
I'm the applicant recruiter for the Phoenix Division of the FBI.
Okay.
And I'm the career services coordinator for the University of Advancing Technology.
Awesome. Thank you. So you guys want to talk about the FBI Cyber Academy. What is that exactly?
Yeah. So the FBI, all of our 56 field offices host teen academies. It's an opportunity where high schoolers can start to learn about possible career opportunities for them in the future. So we've always done it where it's a teen academy. It's kind of general learn about the FBI. Something we've been noticing, though, is a lot of teens are getting more interest in STEM and cyber fields. So we created, in partnership with the University of Advancing Technology, a one-week cyber academy where they work an FBI mock investigation, and they work it all the way from initial tip to prosecution. And they actually meet with real U.S. attorneys at the end of this week tomorrow to present their case findings. It's nice because they get to work at University of Advancing Technology for the week and really see campus life, get to work with campus community, college students here, and professors as well.
So, Jake, what is this like to have this partnership with someone like the FBI Phoenix?
Yeah, it's absolutely amazing. We get to meet all these different experts, and just this morning, one of the forensics experts said, "Hey, if you ever need me to do a guest lecture, let me know. I'll come through." And so just opportunities like that for our students is just, it's impossible to measure the value.
How many students are typically in one of these academies? How many of them do you suppose will go on and have a career with the FBI?
Great question. Obviously, I want to say all 29, right? 29 students here. This is our second annual one. We had our first one last summer. I will say something that I've seen is those students, some of them have already graduated high school and are now on their way to local Arizona colleges this year. And me as the recruiter, they've been staying in contact. I've had a lot of them say, "Hey, I went to the first rendition of the Cyber Academy, and I'm really excited to apply for the FBI internship within my first year of college." So hopefully that pipeline is building and we're maintaining it, and we'll see them at some point in the FBI in some capacity.
Yeah, so it's really opening doors then. It's giving them an idea of what the FBI is all about, but also advancing a career very early on.
Definitely. I think just really getting an idea of that interest. A lot of times when you think FBI, you just think of special agents. This cyber camp allows them not only to work with other college students, they're able to see that they can have an interest in computer science, can go study computer science at a higher education institute, and then could come to the FBI as a computer scientist, a digital forensic specialist, an agent. The opportunities are really endless for them, and this allows them to see that there's more than just that one door.
Can you kind of walk us through what a day looks like? Like, what will they be doing day in, day out? You mentioned that they're going to get to kind of have like hands-on activities and solving their own cases. So walk us through what that kind of looks like.
Definitely. So most of this week, they've been doing a lot of interviews. Luckily, a lot of my people at the FBI, they themselves have been on interviews, so they've enjoyed playing the other side of this, as well as we've had some UAT students joining us to be role players. So a lot of our students are doing mock interviews, and it's not always super easy. We had them yesterday do a mock scenario where they knocked on someone's door, and unexpectedly it was the FBI showing up to talk to them. And of course, in a normal situation, not everyone's like, come on in, we're happy to have you here. So kids got to experience what a real world situation that could be. And then they ended the day actually doing a search warrant of a University of Advancing Technology dorm room to search for forensic items like a laptop and USBs and different like sticky notes with passcodes that are kind of hidden around the dorm.
Probably some dirty socks and like half-eaten hamburgers too. So this is a second annual. Will there be a third annual? How long does this go on for? Can kids still sign up, or do they need to look ahead for next year, year round? What are we looking at?
We host it annually. I think Jake and I, we've got a pretty good partnership, and so we're looking forward to year 3. It'll be next June, hopefully. Usually applications open on our FBI Phoenix website and opens around April. So if they go there, they have my contact available, the FBI Phoenix applicants at FBI.gov. They're always welcome year round to reach out to that, and we can get their interest for this Cyber Academy started, for that ready to apply in April, for them to come back to University of Advancing Technology in June for start.
All right. Well, you guys, thank you so much. And great information. I think this would be so much fun for some folks that are really kind of interested in a career in law enforcement, a little hands-on activity.
Yeah, Ty and I both like to read thrillers. I think we'd have a good time.
Yeah, I think we would. We'd solve that crime in no time flat.
Done. Thank you. We appreciate it.
Thanks, you guys. That was fun.
Thank you. Bye.
A lot of people traveling to Europe over the summer holiday, but of course we have all the Europeans who already live there, and they are dealing with an unprecedented record-shattering heat wave gripping Europe well past 100 degrees Fahrenheit.
I wanted to show this video, though, because look at this. Everybody is just trying to stay cool. You mentioned this, 100 degrees. France has officially recorded its hottest day ever in history, blowing past their all-time temperature benchmark at their France. I don't know how to speak French. The Météo France. Their meteorology office expands their red alert. But this is the sad part. Listen to this. Nearly 50 drowning deaths in France because people are just trying to cool off any way they can. Unfortunately, people jumping into those rivers and streams and unfortunately drowning.
Yeah, a 3-year-old little boy was found dead in a family car because of the heat as well. So it's dangerous. We know about this. And a lot of people don't have air conditioning units in Europe. Yeah. They don't have the swimming pools in the backyard like we do. And, you mentioned France, they're closing the Eiffel Tower early. So if you're heading out there for a trip, this is something to look out for.
Well, and we've heard it before, Crystal. They call it like the heat dome, and I feel like that's what they are experiencing right now. Is that correct?
Yeah, I mean, weather patterns that we experience, they can experience, right? It's just that they're at a higher latitude, so you a lot of times don't see temperatures this high, whereas for us, it's quite normal, of course, to see like a 104 in summertime. Like you said, they don't have AC. A lot of the drownings have been younger people, presumably some maybe that don't know how to swim or that just like don't realize the dangers of being in a moving body of water. So it's horrible to see, and the worst part of it is like they're in the thick of it still. So this is not going to come to an end quickly. Take the map up and you'll see. So this is the heat dome that they are under. And one of the best ways I always can explain a heat dome is think about if you've got a pot of water and you want it to boil fast, what do? You cover it, right? So a heat dome is doing that. It's covering an area and acting as a lid, and then everyone underneath that lid boils faster. So like the temperature cooks and it goes higher. And that's what's happening here. And because it's not moving very quickly, the temperature is going to remain quite high over the next several days. So this is the future cast for the rest of their Thursday. They're, at the end of the day now, but and heading into their Saturday. And notice it moves slightly off of France, but it's moving just a little bit farther along to the east here. And then as it continues Saturday into Sunday, it still really does not move much more, although it will eventually start to weaken. It's going to take time. Through the weekend, they're still going to be very hot. In fact, if I look at the future temps for Europe, we'll look at like Paris, for instance. So here is tomorrow afternoon, and you can see the temperature at 3 afternoon, 101.
Wow.
Watch Berlin. So it's 92 on Friday afternoon, but as that heat dome shifts farther east, look at their temperature in Berlin going into Saturday afternoon. Now they're at 101.
94 in Warsaw, I can tell you that's hot.
Incredibly
I've been there
hot
in the summertime.
Yes, like for them especially, because this is not temperatures that they typically see. Of course, they've had heat waves previously, but this is one of the worst they've seen, as you mentioned, on record. For I believe Paris, that 104 is the highest they've ever seen. I think 114 is the hottest ever in France, from what I read. But still, that was an exceptional temperature as well. It was not in the Paris area, so some serious heat that they're going to be dealing with.
And it feels like they've been dealing with for a while now.
Several days. And this is one of the impacts of like our changing climate, is that you get these weather patterns that lock into place longer, and then you can get more intense heat, or you can get more long duration rain events. So in this situation, you're seeing a long duration heating event for folks there, unfortunately.
So how do they get rid of it? I mean, what is it going to take for this pattern to change?
Weather patterns are all global, right? So as big areas of high pressure on like a wide scale here, let's see if I can get my map to let me do this. Well, let me zoom out. Yeah, okay. So I ignore the numbers, but everything is playing off each other. So we've got a heat dome over Arizona right now. They've got a heat dome over Europe right now. And those two play off each other. In between, there's what we call troughs, or areas of low pressure that are cooler air and storms. So that's what we'll be watching. As finally that moves, it means that patterns around the rest of the globe are shifting around as well.
So when you say they play off of each other, does it take one system to start cooling down before the other cools down?
Well, it's I'm trying to think of like the best way to explain it. Like if you have you know the game where the curling, where like they bop one into each other?
Yeah.
It's kind of curling, right? Like high pressure bumps into low pressure, they move each other around.
Here. Okay.
Yeah. So you need something to move this around. We need the atmosphere to get cooking and moving, which it's not doing right now, which is why it's so hot there. So yeah, unfortunately for folks there, they're going to be contending with some more heat over the next several days. Like you said, some of the museums will remain closed, it looks like, through the weekend.
My parents just got to Europe. They checked into their hotel.
Wow.
No AC.
Well, they wanted like a cute little B&B. Guess what? That B&B don't have AC.
Yeah.
So they're sweating it out right now.
Yeah.
So
That's
it's
rough.
brutal.
Okay, guys, we are going to see you back here at noon.
We sure will. Have a great rest of your
Thanks,
day.
Crystal.
We'll see you in a few minutes. Thanks, Crystal. Yeah, that was an interesting little tidbit. I don't know how to get out of here. There we go.
11:30, Ron and Des hanging out with you. And, we have these nice cloudy skies. Des, I have to say, I am blown away by Crystal's 10-day forecast. It was so warm in March with the 100-degree stuff. I just thought, oh, my gosh, can you imagine June? Well, we're actually going to start heading, as we get into July, the temps are going to start dropping.
Isn't that a beautiful thing? Like, what a treat for us.
I was about ready for her to roll out a 99. And I thought to myself, are you kidding me?
Well, we took a live look. I forget what city on the morning show, and the high was 96. I said, oh, wouldn't that be nice? Crystal goes, well, maybe some lows in the 90s.
That's what we call weather humor around here in the desert.
Yeah.
Lows in
but
the
honestly,
90s.
It's been a great summer so far. We cannot complain.
Yeah, it is. By the way, here is our Dean's Choice camera. And this time around, he's like, have you ever been to Branson? I've never been, but I think I'm going to be going later this year.
Oh.
Yeah.
Of course.
Well, I pick a different state every year.
If you haven't been there, you're going there.
And I haven't been to Missouri. I mean, I've been to Missouri, but like, Kansas City for a day kind of a thing. So let's go see Branson. I'll have to
you'll have to
talk all
report
about
back.
that.
Let us know what's in Branson.
Indeed. Hey, I don't know. I think we do still have some of those live pictures coming in. So I'm going to bring this up right now. Boy, the work they have in front of them in Venezuela is almost unimaginable. I mean, buildings collapsing. The fact is that it was a back-to-back situation where they had a massive 7.2 quake that was then followed by usually we're used to a big quake and then the aftershocks. Well, the second one was bigger than the first one.
I mean, that's kind of unbelievable, right? We don't really see this happening. And then for these quakes, one of them at least, to be the most powerful that they've had in nearly a century is just huge, And I think initially, there were probably folks questioning, okay, are these kind of like the tremors that maybe happened before an earthquake, or are these really two separate earthquake events? And that is the case. So you can only imagine maybe some of the aftershocks that came along with these as well. But it is just devastating to see that these quakes so powerful enough to bring down entire buildings.
Yeah, and this looks like, I believe this is more in the heart of Caracas, the pictures that are coming in where we have the ability to go live, in one of the major metro areas of South America. But we also have seen video from out along the coastline where the damage has just been, there was a hotel that was just obliterated, and they had put out on social media, they're like, we need help. We need somebody over here right now.
Yeah, shut down the airport, obviously rightfully so, when you have such a huge event like this that has occurred. I was listening to some reports early this morning and just listening to some of the witnesses and their account of what happened. One woman essentially said, we could just not believe that it was happening for this long. More than a minute, with these two quakes combined, which, she said it felt like an eternity.
To this day, I've not lived through even a fairly minor earthquake. We've had a few very, very tiny ones here in the valley that I never felt. But people who've been through it can say that it's really, truly a frightening experience. 164 dead, but the fear is there's still hundreds missing. And the fear is that, they just don't know how many people they're going to find alive in a rubble like this or in other places. You can see they got people standing by, but at the same time, you got to be cautious because you don't want to bring more of it down. Okay, so we're going to keep an eye on that, but buildings we're now learning had been evacuated as far as over into Brazil along the Amazon River, 1,000 miles from Caracas. So this is, as often happens with the larger earthquakes, this is a fluid situation where things will, potentially by this time tomorrow morning, we'll have quite a few more updates to share with you. So thanks for starting your day with us here. We have that for you as well. There also, Des, was a reported fire. Let me see if I can bring this up right here. This is in Pennsylvania, I believe, in Allentown. You got some old buildings there, that have been around for a century or more. And sometimes when these fires hit, and this was in the overnight hours, I mean, all you can do is hope that it doesn't completely collapse in on itself, but it's clearly going to be a total loss.
Ooh, this is incredible. Wow, look at the video there. And then we're hearing reports, too. This did unfortunately spread to a residential home, I believe, across the street or somewhere near this as well. So that's a huge battle crews have on their hands.
Yeah. Okay. So thousands of people without power. They had to shut it off. And we're working to try to get additional info. But that had to be one of the biggest fires in the history of Allentown, Pennsylvania, a 6-alarm blaze. Okay, so we are going to welcome to the big microphone today the mayor of Scottsdale. We have Lisa Borowsky joining us.
Yeah, glad to have you.
Happy to be here. Happy to be back with you. Great to see you.
Yes, likewise.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Yeah. So you're here to talk about an initiative that the city is tackling right now. There's been an issue with short-term rentals for a while in the city of Scottsdale. People throwing parties. It requires a lot of police response. So what is kind of the latest update here that the city is doing to try to get this under control?
So this has been a widespread problem, not only in Scottsdale, but across many municipalities, especially tourism-focused cities. And we've had enough. We've just had enough. As you might know, the state tied our hands probably 5-6 years ago, where we can't prohibit STRs or limit them in a meaningful way. Unless
STRs meaning
short-term rentals. Thank you for clarifying that.
Yeah.
Unless they're subject to an association, HOA.
Right.
But what's going on and what's been really boiling up is these party houses. So people are getting wise to the fact that they can come into Scottsdale, for example, and rent a short-term rental, and they can throw a big, huge event in a neighborhood. And so we hear, we get a lot of complaints about it, and our PD, who does code enforcement, they do what they can, but of course they go out there, then the music gets shut down, the party kind of settles down. As soon as they leave, it pops back up. So on Tuesday, I'm super excited about this, we actually unanimously passed the ordinance 4719, which designates and codifies what an event center is versus just a short-term rental. So you cannot have a wedding, a big produced event, a big party. You're not allowed to have that. It now falls under the event center criteria. And so you will be both the owner, the individual that rented it or the entity that rented it, you will be suspended if you engage in this type of activity. You will not. We are licensed. You have to be licensed to have a short-term rental in Scottsdale. So this is a quick way to lose your license.
Are there certain numbers where if people go over, call it a cap or whatever, that puts you in the danger zone?
I would say you'll know it when you see it. So these are large parties, commercial events, for example, weddings, ticketed events, which are promoted on social media or promoted by a professional promoter. And it clarifies all the rules. This ordinance clarifies all the rules for renters and owners.
But is there anything in it that would, I get that you're talking about these big events, even ticketed events, but what if you have a house and you got 20 people over in the backyard and there's a lot of drinking and it's getting a little bit noisy and out of hand? What about that?
So if you're referring to an owner-occupied, this does not apply.
No, in an Airbnb situation.
In an Airbnb. Yeah. Again, if it's an event that causes disruption to the neighborhood and we have evidence or there's information available that it is either, an organized event and, having 20 people over to a house to have a party in the backyard at an STR, I think would qualify under event center. So, yeah, it just depends, though. Yeah. I mean, if it's a family and they're, before or after their wedding, they're having a backyard picnic. I mean, that's one thing, but it's fact intensive. We'll have to look at the situation and make a determination, and that'll come with, luckily, neighbor input.
So it will be a bit of a case-by-case basis.
Exactly.
You will obviously work to collect all the facts. Well, how straining to city resources is this? Like for last month example, how many calls came in to PD of, noise complaints or whatever it may be?
So there were 56 charges and citations associated with short-term rental activity in May. There were 48 police calls for nuisance-related incidents, which includes underage drinking, alcohol-related medical emergencies, property crimes and assaults, and shootings tied to short-term rental in Old Town Scottsdale. So that really was the tipping point. I mean, we're just not going to tolerate that in our community. And you know what? As a lawyer, if they try to say, no, we didn't do this, we're happy to take it to the mat, right? I mean, like I said, it's fact intensive. There's certainly a way to identify if it was just a peaceful family gathering
versus maybe a party that was promoted.
Or they were there up to no good.
One of the things you guys are great at, not just in Scottsdale, but cities across the valley, is listening to public input. Is there a story or two or three that you heard over the course of analyzing all of this that sort of stuck out to you where you said, we really have got to do something?
Yes, the one I just referred to in Old Town Scottsdale.
The shooting.
There are so many examples. We hear, a gal at my last 2 town halls ago, she stood up and said, why can't the city do anything about this, about a party house in our sleepy community in far north Scottsdale? And the answer is we can, but it's very difficult. Our ordinance did not have the teeth like it did in terms of 3 strikes and you get a violation notice or potentially get suspended. But when you have
whoever is renting that short-term rental property,
the owner.
Okay.
Yes, and the owner has responsibility primarily to the city because we can't track and enforce against people coming in from out of state or out of the country, right? That's a little bit impossible. Well, quite impossible.
All right, so big changes happening in Scottsdale. We always have topics that we could discuss with you. We're already up against a break. We really dug into that one, but come on and join us in future episodes here. We'll have plenty to talk about. There's always something going on in Scottsdale.
Well, if you have an STR, be careful because we are going to enforce these rules.
You've got your warning.
There you go. Clean it up. Okay, Mystery Cam Des. Took a look at this. Nice grassy freeway interchange. Where do you think it is, everybody? Okay, let's see where we are, Des, on the mystery cam, because
We got a lot of good guesses.
we sure are. What do you see here?
Well, it looks like Little Philosophy
Yep.
thinks this could be Oklahoma.
That was the first word
what you're thinking?
that popped into my head. But then I see Thomas with Maryland,
Mm-hmm.
Louis with a Texas or an Oklahoma.
Yep.
And Jennifer is like,
Nebraska,
oh, hold
darn it."
on, it is. I don't know why the darn it part, but okay.
Yeah, why is that, Jenna? Are you just very certain?
It could be Missouri too. So thanks for all your guesses. But look,
She's wondering, is that a Red Lobster over on the left? No, what's that one with the barn? Is that a
what's
what,
the
James?
one with the barn?
Are you doing that to me? He goes, mm-mm.
What's the one with the
Is it?
barn?
It doesn't look like a Red Lobster.
Oh,
What is
okay.
it?
I don't know.
Oh.
Well, so anyway, let's log in with our guesses here.
Okay.
What do you think, Des? What are you going to go with? Oh, do you have
Oh,
the
I'm gonna
the
go
sheet, by the way?
Oklahoma. I do.
Oklahoma.
Yeah. Are you gonna guess? What do you think?
Well, let's see. I guess I like Jennifer with Nebraska. So
Okay.
how about that? All right, here we go.
Oh wait, I'm stuck on trying to find that restaurant. Do you have a guess, Zach? You can guess.
Look at this, ladies.
I honestly kind of want to say Atlanta. I don't know why. It just kind of looks like Atlanta to me.
Okay.
Yeah.
But
All right.
it could be. I'm probably way off.
Well, folks see Jenna goes, is it a Red Lobster? No, it's a Bob Evans. That's what I couldn't think of. I'm like, what restaurant is that with the red barn?
Now, I will
Bob
just
Evans.
say, okay, that is the
You
Midwest.
don't see many of those. So is that a new clue? You want to
It
change
is
your
a
answer?
brand new clue because they are big in the Midwest. So now I am going to go.
See?
What did you choose?
I'm going to say Oklahoma.
I'm going to go Missouri now.
Okay. Do you want to
Bob
stick with
Evans.
what you said?
I might go Missouri too. So.
The Bob Evans changed
Here
it
we
all.
go. Oh, I love
It
Bob
is-
Evans.
Is it? Oh,
it's Ohio. Pequot, Ohio.
Is that how you say that? Pequot, Ohio.
Okay.
I have a lot of friends from
Dang.
Ohio, and I feel like
All
I
right,
just
we were still
disappointed a lot of them personally.
We're still off. Oh.
Wow.
Okay, so there's Bob Evans in Ohio.
I've been to the Bob Evans in Toledo.
Oh.
So, in Toledo, Ohio,
Okay.
where David's from.
Yeah,
right? Where
David.
he played his
David
college
graduated.
years, right?
Yeah, he's a rocket. You know what I experienced for the first time in Toledo was the
Bob
original
Evans.
Pancake House.
Oh.
I don't know why it took Ohio to introduce me
right.
to that. And the what is the pancake that they make that is like real big and fluffy?
I have not been to an original in
it's
like
not
20
I don't
years.
think it's a Belgian. It's been a while.
Do they
but
still
it's
have that one in
so
Scottsdale?
good. I think the one in
Okay.
Scottsdale is still there,
All right.
kind of like near Fashion Center Square somewhere. Yes, that's still there. And now there's one in Chandler.
We need to assign you
So-
one of these days when there's nothing else happening in the news to go to the original Pancake House and figure it
Yeah,
out.
we're
Hey,
waiting for National Pancake Day.
by the way, you hear the voice here. Here he is, Zach Pope. We love Zach's visits. It
We
gets us
do.
all fired up for movies for the upcoming weekend. And I guess you're kind of jazzed about something.
Yeah, we're talking Minions and monsters. I'm wearing the shirt that has a
Love
minion
it.
with monsters surrounding it, and this is the most excited I've been for a Despicable Me or Minions movie in probably like 7 years. I'm not gonna lie. The last few have been fun and they're fine, but this one has a whole Hollywood theme to it. This time the Minions are messing around with monsters and Hollywood and trying to craft their own monster movie. And I love movies that dive into movie making, and the fact that like a kids film is kind of diving into that excites me because it might introduce kids to like how things were made back in the day, and like this kind of has like a 1940s feel. It feels aesthetically different, and I think like a franchise that has been going around for over 15 years at this point, this is kind of a refreshing feel to it. And I mean, just looking at the Minions, I mean, they're wild, they're eccentric, and I'm also excited to see like what it kind of parallels to other Hollywood things. I have a friend who saw this early and loved the movie, and they said it kind of had like a Babylon feel to it, which is a heavy R-rated movie, but kind of in the kids' vein.
So do you think with this plot the kids are going to be into it?
I think so. I think so. I think this is just kind of one of those fun, zany things that I think parents will probably be a little bit more invested this time around because it has kind of that old feel to it. But I think kids may be like, oh, this is introducing me to a whole new culture of movies. Maybe I want to go back and watch like a Charlie Chaplin movie, because that's kind of what it took me when I was younger. Like I saw a Charlie Chaplin clip and it excited me to no end, and then I wanted to go back to that, and I'm like hoping that maybe kids will also be into that. But it just looks fun. It looks different, and that's what I want from these family movies too, is like have a little bit more flair to it than just, the fart jokes and things like that. And I'm sure the Minions will have a fart joke here and there because they always do. But yeah, it looks so different. And then, like, the trailer's showing right now, that little green creature is adorable. So, you know, it just seems so different. And you also have, like, cast members like Allison Janney is in it, Christoph Waltz. Like, these are some pretty big Oscar actor caliber. And the fact that they're also introduced in this, I don't know, it seems so different. And I'm all kind of for
Well,
this.
tell us in the chat, are you a fan of Minions here? I'm always torn as a parent to let the kids watch this because those Minions, man,
Yeah.
they're always up to no good.
Yeah, they're smart,
so
Alex. You bet they
mischievous.
are.
And I'm like, all right, listen, no, don't you ever mock this behavior. This is not good.
But we are still going to
But
go,
they're
and we are
hilarious.
going to get the popcorn, and we're going to live it up.
Exactly. And it's funny, this is actually like the one, my son has not been introduced at all to the Minions at all.
okay.
Maybe this might be the first one that we introduce him
Okay.
to. Maybe it's not. I'll go see it first and then kind of decide from there. Because like you said, like I don't know if they want to be super zany.
I know,
It kind of is like, but at the same time, like maybe it'll excite their personality a little bit more and let it come out. I don't know. This one seems really fun, and I think it comes out next week for 4th of July weekend. So I think a lot of people are going to be excited. It's a perfect family film.
The highlights are hilarious.
Yeah. And like I said, the
Absolutely.
reviews are great. Right now, it's at 100% on Rotten Tomatoes with like only 12 early reviews. So like that's a great start for Rotten Tomatoes specifically. So
Okay, before we wrap up at the end, anything else on your radar screen you want to talk about?
you know, there's a lot. I saw a movie called The Invite a couple days ago, and it was incredible. It may be one of my favorite films of this year. It has Seth Rogen, Olivia Wilde, Edward Norton, and Penelope Cruz.
Okay.
And it's
I love
great
Penelope.
date night movie. I almost want to say it's a great double date night movie because it's two couples, one that's kind of on the rocks, one that's very sporadic and energetic, and Seth Rogen and Olivia Wilde are the one that's kind of like, maybe they could be on better terms, but they invite their neighbors over for dinner, and it pursues into a wild double date night. I'll just say, without getting into spoilers, I recommend not watching the trailer for it personally, but I thought it was funny. I thought it was heartwarming. I thought it was dramatic.
Why not watch the trailer?
I think it spoils one little
spoils a part
thing
of
in it
it?
that I wish I didn't know going into the movie. Because I think it happens in the first 20, 30 minutes, but once you find it out, it changes the whole film. It changes the perspective. But it is a perfect movie that understands relationships, and I think a lot of people are going to love this one.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Good.
Spend some
Add that
time
one
in
to
the theater
list.
this weekend, but also spend some time watching
Zach.
Fox 10, everybody, because what's my source here on Robby? Okay, stand by, you guys. We're going to pull up 22 right now. Look at this, would you? Robby Baker is in countdown mode. What are we, Robby? 6 hours and 8 minutes and counting? Is that what's happening?
Oh, Ron, I'm not a math major, so I'm going to take your word for it. We're definitely getting close. 7
I know, right?
kickoff,
Robby,
both
tell him,
Turkey
listen.
and the USA.
Oh, 7 o'clock. How come they're now saying Turkey? I know they spell it with the E on the end, but do we have to? What's happening?
You know, I don't know when that kind of officially changed. I'm just going with it because it makes me sound very official. You know, it gives a little pomp and circumstance to the occasion.
Wait, so how do we pronounce it correctly for us so we're all on the same page?
I've heard it Turkey is how I've heard a lot of the
Turkey-a.
national broadcasters say it.
Interesting.
All right, fine.
Why the switch up, you know?
I
You're really
know.
keeping us on our toes here.
Yeah, they are.
So what can we expect tonight? I mean, I know there's so much excitement over this game. It's a big match. Are star players going to be out on the field? Give us the rundown.
You know, it's funny because when I was talking with Ty and Anita on earlier Fox 10 talks, Anita had a very good question. Turkey is eliminated. The United States has already won the group. Why are we still playing this match? Well, there's a number of reasons why this match still goes on. You know, perhaps the most importantly because it is scheduled to go on. There's 3 group stage matches for every team in the World Cup. But if you look at it on the surface level, yeah, it doesn't seem like there's a lot going on in this match. Well, for the United States, this is the most interest this country has ever had in the United States men's national team. Record viewership for the first 2 games, United States games on Fox. I'm here in Venice Beach right now, and there's a USA fan activation, the USA House here. I got here around 10. It didn't open till 11, and they were lined up for about 6 blocks just to get in to try to buy a jersey or see some of the museum exhibits they have out here celebrating U.S. soccer. So the United States wants to keep this momentum going into the round of 32, even though they have already punched their ticket to the knockout round of this tournament. Meanwhile, for Turkey, they already have been eliminated because they haven't won yet in this tournament. They haven't scored a goal yet in this tournament. And Turkey, they were by many picked to win this group, or at the very minimum advance out of this group. it's kind of a national embarrassment a little bit, I think, for Turkey to be in this position. So they have national pride on the line tonight. That's what's different about the World Cup compared to, say, a regular season NBA game. Okay, some of the USA players on a yellow card may not play tonight because they don't want to get suspended for a future match, but there is no, quote-unquote load management or things like that when it comes to a World Cup match. This is 100 miles an hour. Turkey is going to come out. They do not want to go back to their home nation winless and goalless in this tournament. That is for sure. So there's a lot of national pride on both sides on the line tonight.
Well, let's talk about the pride behind Team USA. What you never want to look past an opponent, but still, we know they're moving on to the next round. What do they face in the next round, and how serious does the competition get from here on out?
So winning the group, Ron, was huge for the United States because they get to play all their knockout games pretty much on the West Coast. So they will go from here, they will go July 1st in San Francisco. If they win that, they go to Seattle. We saw what that atmosphere was like against Australia. If they win that one, they would play their quarterfinal matchup back here in Los Angeles, and that is Irvine, California is where their home base is. It's not 100% locked, but it's like a 99% probability that the U.S. will face Bosnia-Herzegovina in the round of 32. They'll be favored to win that match. If they win that, there is a chance that they will play maybe like an Egypt or something like that in the round of 16, a team that it would be favorably, maybe not a favorable matchup to the United States, but evenly matched. So the United States' path to get to the quarterfinals, there's never an easy game or an easy match in the World Cup, but their path to get to the quarterfinals, it's in front of them. They can get there. And once you get to the quarterfinals, the last 8 teams in the tournament, that is where they would likely, if they get there, face an Argentina or a Spain or a Portugal or something like that. And those are the waters the United States want to swim in. They want to be punching up with the big boys.
And they really are. It's so great. All right, Robbie. We'll be watching tonight starting at 6 and first kick at 7 on Fox 10.
Without our big star, right? No Christian Pulisic.
Yeah, so he said he was feeling 100% yesterday, but they haven't committed to him starting or not tonight. I would imagine if he doesn't start, I think he will at least get subbed on in the second half to get some minutes under him, because this World Cup, the tournament is so long, the layoff time between games is so great. I would imagine if he's healthy, he'll at least get some game time tonight.
All right, Robbie, thank you. Ty and Anita are up next.
Welcome on in, you guys. We're going to keep things rolling. A special edition of Fox 10 Talks now at noon. We've got Annalisa hanging out with us. Thanks for coming in.
Thanks for having me. I'm so
gonna
happy to
call
be
you,
here.
like, DJ
Annalisa. I know. Sorry, I don't have the right earpiece right now. Crystal's getting it. Oh, look, she's on her way back.
Oh, look. Here she comes to save the day. Oh, here she comes.
But for now, my DJ headphones
Your
will
DJ
work.
headphones will work for a little bit. All right, here comes. Oh, Crystal saving the day.
Crystal, thank you.
Crystal, look at you. Ta-da! Teamwork, you
What good
guys.
friends are for.
Teamwork. All right, well, we're going to get right into it, you guys, now at noon, because we do have some breaking news that we want to get to. This just happening. Oops, I pushed the wrong button. I was told the button to push, and I pushed the wrong one. That's my fault. Let me get you out here. This is the latest breaking news that we are following, you guys. Actually, that's not the right video either.
It's from a turquoise alert from today. An arrest has been made in that case, which was originally the disappearance of a 13-year-old, which was at the center of that turquoise alert.
This will happen Tuesday. So police say this man you see on your screen, Patrick Sanchez Jr., is now facing several charges, including luring a minor for sexual exploitation, sexual conduct with a minor, molestation of a child, custodial interference, and unlawful imprisonment. Manuel Sanchez is facing charges of custodial interference, kidnapping, and tampering with evidence. So there is a second person as well. The 13-year-old went missing on Friday from an Apache Junction Circle K after getting into a fight with a family member. Police say that she left with one of those men. Now, she was found in Globe early yesterday, but you may have heard your phone go off the other night with that turquoise alert. Now, Sanchez Jr. is being held on a $500,000 bond. And, of course, we're going to have much more on this. This is kind of a convoluted case.
Yeah, and we are expected to hear more from police, I think, sometime later today. So, of course, this is something we're going to be following and have updates on our evening newscast.
All right. On to some other stories we're following for you. We're talking about student loans because coming up July 1st, there's going to be some changes. So what do you need to know? This has been kind of confusing, hasn't it?
Yeah, so let's bring in our guest, Lindsay Vale Clark. Let's see. Hi, Lindsay. Thanks so much for joining us.
Thanks for having me, guys.
Well, first off, just tell us, when July 1st comes, what are the changes coming?
Yep, so there are a lot of changes coming July 1. First up, we're going to get 2 new repayment plans. One is called the Repayment Assistance Plan, or RAP. This is the newest type of income-driven repayment plan. And then we're going to get another plan called the Tiered Standard Plan. And these are coming about while we are seeing some existing plans wind down. So the repayment system is sort of being rebuilt in real time, which is going to cause a lot of confusion for borrowers. We're also seeing July 1 new loan limits go into effect when it comes to borrowing. So for grad school or professional degree programs, how much you can actually take out is going to be lowered, which is forcing a lot of students to have to look at their private loan options, which can be sort of a confusing and complicated process. So those are some of the big things that are happening July 1.
So can you walk us through maybe the backstory? Why is this all changing and why now?
Yeah, so this is a result of the One Big Beautiful Bill that was signed into law last year. And there were major reforms across the federal repayment, forgiveness, and federal program system when it comes to student loans. So these are all going into effect around July 1 and thereafter. But it's a result of what was signed into law under that package.
I'm just curious if I know you said that there's 2 different plans coming, and it will be confusing for borrowers. Let's say someone is in an income-driven repayment plan or was in the SAVE plan. What happens, and will they be automatically enrolled in something, or do they need to call someone? What should they do?
Yeah, I'm glad you brought up the SAVE plan. So the SAVE plan was one of the income-driven repayment plans introduced under the Biden administration. It was the most affordable to date. It basically cut payments in half. Due to a lot of litigation in the courts, that plan is ended. And starting July 1, borrowers who are in the SAVE plan will get official notices from their servicers, letting them know that they have 90 days to exit that plan. So that timeline would basically put them around September 30th, by which they would have had to have chosen a new plan. If they don't by September 30th, starting October 1st, they will be auto-enrolled into one of the standard type of repayment plans. And those typically are going to be hundreds of dollars higher each month than they would be paying under an income-driven repayment plan. So for someone in the SAVE plan, there are about 7.5 million people in the plan right now. Wow. Looking at their other options on income-driven repayment plans and enrolling in those sooner rather than later, because there's a lot of processing delays at the Department of Education, is going to be their best bet.
So let's say that I'm in one of those plans right now and I get one of those plans that's going to be a little bit higher than what I'm used to paying and I can't really afford it. What are my options then?
Yeah, so if you're not able to afford your monthly payment, there are some federal protections like forbearance or deferment that can essentially push off your payment. You're still accumulating interest, but I would say post July 1 with these new plans coming out, I would encourage borrowers to look at their options under the new plans and the existing plans to see where that lowest option might be. But they do have a forbearance or deferment to sort of fall back on in case they're not able to make those monthly payments. The worst thing you want to do is let your loans go into delinquency or default, because that's going to start to really harm your credit score and things like that.
I just feel like borrowers have been at the center of just changes and tug of war and loan forgiveness, and then, a SAVE plan and now new changes. So what is the best resource for them to go to get all of their questions answered, or where they can look at those options?
Yeah. So, us here at Savvy, we provide free resources for borrowers at buysavvy.com. They can check that out. But I would say paying attention to you all on the news, but at studentaid.gov, that is the official website for the Department of Education. That's where they will be coming out with any help center articles, explainers about what's happening, making sure your contact information is up to date with your federal servicer. That's how they're going to communicate with you about any of these changes, your upcoming bills, and things like that. But you're right, it has been constant whiplash, it feels like, for borrowers for the last several years.
Yeah. Kind of a lot to digest, right?
Welcome to adulthood. They're getting really thrown into it.
Yeah, that's a real slap into adulthood, isn't it? Well, Lindsay, thank you so much. You have been a wealth of knowledge, and we'll put all this information on our website, too. If people want to check out Savvy, they can maybe help you navigate these troubling waters.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me, guys.
Yeah, you bet. Thanks, Lindsay.
Thank you.
All right, we're going to switch gears here because this is an interesting story. You were actually caught up in this. Hold on, we're going to do Crystal first.
Yeah, I was like, wait, we have our guest right here who brought me my
earpiece. What? We have a rundown right here. Sometimes I'm like, I'll just make my own.
But when you said interesting story, I felt proud.
I know. Well, I was going to say, when I was driving to one of my live shots today, we actually saw a few raindrops.
Yes, a couple of sprinkles. Yeah. That little 10% chance did make its way through. So there were a couple of sprinkles this morning. Actually, we had a guest that came in and said they saw a rainbow this morning because of the couple of drops. So it's been nice out there. I mean, it's still warm. We still have an extreme heat warning, but at least we're getting some clouds and rain. Take a look. This is the view on Fox Vision from up in Flagstaff with those clouds hanging overhead. They're looking for a chance of some thunderstorms later today in Flag. Scattered chances, but still the chances there, which is exciting because, again, we are looking for any moisture we can get. We're at 77 degrees. Winds are at about 20 miles per hour. In fact, it is turning a little windy out there, and that's going to be the case for the next, really like 4 or 5 days in a row. It's going to be pretty windy, especially in the high country. So here's the view on Fox Vision of how things are shaping up right now. Like you said, we had a couple sprinkles in the valley. Most of the moisture has shifted eastward, and the focus is like along, if I always say, like, draw a line along our high elevations from like the Kaibal Plateau down the Mogollon Rim to the White Mountains and pull northeast. That's where the best chance of storms will be today. Not to say that there's at least an isolated chance for a shower to pass the valley, but we do have clouds still, which usually inhibits much like energetic or like strong storm activity from actually developing. So there's some clouds. That's the white color that you see on our satellite imagery here. Then as we go up into the high country, this is where we've got a few thunderstorms. So we had some thunderstorms over Snowflake. Most of the lightning, it looks like, has died down, but a couple bolts still out there near like 180 heading towards St. John. So heads up, you're in St. John's, you're about to get some rain. And then we have a few showers as well. Running along I-40, this is as you're heading into New Mexico. You can see a little thunderstorm moving into Gallup, actually, in New Mexico. And then a spot storm that's sitting just north of Flag and a spot storm that's sitting just off to the west of Sedona. I'd like to see more rain, not lightning, but rain near Sedona, of course, because the pocket fire is burning. It's just in the vicinity of like 89 as you're almost to Flag. So in that area, they're watching. And the big concern is that the next few days, the winds get way stronger. So the current burning fires like the Sycamore and Pocket could actually run into some issues. Firefighters are concerned about that's going to be a problem.
And somebody on our comment said they saw some thunder this morning in Sedona.
Yeah. There were a couple little thunderstorms that rolled through. Spotty, but still, there were some storms out there. And as long as there's rain with the lightning, it's okay. One of the concerns is dry lightning. So coming out of storms that don't drop any rain, and then that can spark new fires, which again is a big concern the next few days. So here's the Futurecast as we go through. If you're in like Flagstaff, Holbrook, Eager, you've got chances of storms as the day goes on up to Window Rock as well. This is through the early afternoon. This is through the early evening hours. And notice the model does kind of throw a few storms down near Tucson. Traditionally, if we see a stronger storm down near Tucson, it sometimes will kick up some winds or dust into at least Pinell County. So there's at least a low chance of that. Might be hard to get all the way to the East Valley just because it's so far to the southeast oriented, but isolated chance in the valley that we could get a little bit of activity. 10% chance remains today and into tomorrow morning. In fact, notice the model here does show showers tomorrow morning. Now, this model likes to go a little overboard, so I wouldn't expect it to be that much. Why not? Let's call it hopeful. It's a hopeful model.
Oh, I like that. That's better.
Yes, it's a hopeful model. I usually expect a little less than what this model projects. And so, again, an isolated shower sprinkle is going to be possible tomorrow morning. As for the winds, right now we're gusting at like most of the high country, anywhere from 15 to 25 mile per hour gusts. There are a few exceptions. Window Rock and Kingman are gusting over 30 miles per hour. Today, this is where we should sit, in that like breezy to steady windy weather. But in the next couple of days, our gusts increase. So we're at 20 to 30 mile per hour gusts in the valley, but up in Flag, we could be at 35 to 50 or stronger. In fact, some isolated pockets of gusts on Saturday up to 60 miles per hour is possible. That's enough for a little bit of wind damage, but it's also enough, again, to really rapidly spread a fire if it sparks. So they're urging people to be super careful in the high country these next several days. In fact, the fire weather outlook for today shows that the brown shading is for isolated dry thunderstorms, so lightning-induced fires a concern. But look at tomorrow's forecast. The whole state is at least under elevated. The north to northwest part of the state is at critical to extreme, which is the highest on this. So that just means that all the conditions are right for a big fire to spread fast as we head into the weekend. So that's something we're just going to have to watch out for. And again, please be careful. No dragging chains, no cigarette butts, no, barbecue in the grass. Like, do not do these things. You'd be surprised at the way these things start off.
Gender reveals that are
oh my gosh, no gender reveals with any fire involved. Honestly, ever. Let's just make it a rule. And there's the forecast for today, guys. We do have that extreme heat warning in the valley, but because of the clouds, I took us down a couple of degrees to 108. We are at that 101 right now. Flagstaff at 78, and then Globe at 99 degrees. There's the look at the lows: 88 in Phoenix, 52 in Flag, and 62 in Show Low. And then a quick peek of the 10-day shows you those temps will be cooling over the weekend, down to 102 on Sunday.
I went too fast.
No, that's all right.
You'll come back at the end of the show to give us another refresher.
Yeah.
But there you go. All right, we're going to take a quick break. Much more Fox 10 Talks at noon next. right, welcome back, you guys. This is kind of fun. If you have been here in downtown Phoenix, you may have seen this cool double-decker bus rolling around town. It is called Tea Around Town, and guess what? We have
They're
some of the
here with
folks
us. It's
with
tea
us.
time now.
Yeah, they brought us iced tea. And guess what else they brought us, Annalisa?
Some macaroons.
Some sweet treats.
Some sweet treats. We love a sweet treat.
We sure do. So we've got two of the folks with Tea Around Town, Taylor and Ryan. Good morning, you guys. Thanks for coming in.
How are you? Good afternoon now. Right?
Yeah,
Right. Sorry.
It's okay. I'm used to doing the morning show.
No, it's all right.
I want to show some video of what you guys do, and then maybe while we're talking over this video, just walk us through what this is all about, because this is such a fun idea.
Yeah, it is our twist on sightseeing. We wanted to do something different. We wanted to make it fun and engaging, so we took a double-decker bus, completely transformed it into a pink floral oasis, and said, let's do afternoon tea on the bus with some live entertainment and food and all those wonderful things.
This looks so fun. What do you think it is about tea that is so attractive to people, especially in this?
It's like tea and tea. People want to get together and actually enjoy the tea, but they also want to talk and have fellowship with each other and kind of enjoy each other's company.
Oh my gosh, it's stunning.
It's decked out inside too, isn't it?
It is. He gets to do this every day.
And I will say the customers get pretty social. I'll get them socializing.
So what is your role on the bus?
So it depends day to day whether I'm on my own or if I have another server with me. We'll take turns doing songs or doing the serving. So I'll come up with different teas throughout the course of the trip, describe what they are, and then I'll do a few different songs throughout the trip, as well as pointing out different landmarks like Fox Studios or the Phoenix Orpheum as we're going through town. So things like that. I'll do usually more classic songs, so your Frank Sinatra's, your Dean Martin.
You're singing these too?
Yes.
Wow.
Oh, I love that.
It's tea and a show?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a complete experience.
So I know you also do this in New York City.
We do. We're in 11 other cities.
11 other cities.
Yeah.
What is it about Phoenix why you wanted to bring it here?
You know, honestly, I don't think we could have not brought it to Phoenix. Phoenix is so rich, not only in culture, but just geography. It's such a beautiful place to see. There's history in the buildings and the architecture. And then you go make a turn and you're looking at landscapes that are just drop dead gorgeous.
Yeah, that's
so true.
What are kind of the rules? I mean, is it can younger folks go if you have like little kids that they want to go, or is it what is it tailored to?
So we do have a few kids on board. Not everybody. Every once in a while, we'll get a family who brings their little girl, or they didn't have a babysitter, so maybe they have their little boy or whoever with them, and we'll get kids. But generally, the youngest we'll see is about 5 or 6 or something.
There's no age restrictions, so if you want to come with an infant or a smaller child or a toddler, completely fine.
Well, we are a big bachelorette destination, so I think a lot of people are wondering, is alcohol on the bus? And also, can you rent an entire bus if I had, X amount of people?
Of course.
A whole party.
So there is no alcohol on the bus per se, but you are more than welcome to come on and enjoy our mocktails. We do have a fun mocktail that still gives the same experience. And you're right. We do girls' trips, bachelorette parties, birthday parties, congratulatory parties. You can rent out the entire bus.
So you can do like a whole group, but you can also just maybe if you're like a table of you and someone else can go, right?
Yeah, just you and your date or a friend.
Annalisa
or
and I?
Mother.
Okay.
Absolutely. Why
I mean,
not?
I'm so excited to try
Please
this.
feel free to join.
Okay, so how does it work? Do you need to make reservations ahead of time, and where do you leave from, and how does it all work?
You do. You pick up our tickets on our website. I'm glad you enjoyed the tea.
She's got her tea dance going.
It's teaaroundtown.com. You go on there, you select your date, your time, the trip, your packages. We do have 2 packages, a luxe and a petite. And then you really just decide on how many people you want to come with you.
What's the difference between the luxe and the petite?
You get more of an offering on the luxe menu. Both of them are fantastic, but like on the luxe, you do get like a lobster roll, or you do get the mocktail or priority boarding. Not to say that the petite doesn't give you no wonderful experience. You still get the classics like a cucumber sandwich and things like that.
And if you have a birthday, I will be singing the birthday song.
Oh, I love that. I'm also curious, this is just my curiosity, but when the holidays come around or anything like that, do you tailor either the music or some of the decor?
We do. So we do seasonal changes on the bus. So we'll do seasonal changes not only to the menu, obviously the teas, because that's what we're all about, but we also try to change up the decor. So you'll have a holiday decor, you'll have a fall decor, you'll have a spring and summer decor. It gives you a reason to come back.
Yeah.
We want you to not only just enjoy our team because they spend so much time and pour their all into it, but you want to have a different environment when you come.
I was saying, I've seen the bus out and about in the wild, and it's kind of wild to see other people looking, kind of trying to figure out what you guys are. So what are the looks you guys get when you're driving around town?
When we're driving around, I do see plenty of customers looking baffled and taking out their phones to record as we slide by all the time.
Yeah.
And we've been here couple months now, and I still see people completely surprised
won't
by us,
change.
or they'll see me in my outfit coming home from work some days and say, "Hey, are you with that bus I've seen?"
Sure
That's
am.
me.
It sure
That's
is.
me.
If you see people in pink, they're usually coming to see us.
Oh,
yeah,
fun.
absolutely.
And how long about are the rides?
And so it's a 90-minute experience. That does give us a 15-minute buffer for the boarding and unboarding. We don't want you to rush. We want you to be safe. It's on the second level, so it is a double-decker bus. So we do give that buffer for you to get on, and after that, it's about a 75-minute experience.
How
So fun.
It is a lot of fun.
It is kind of like the best of everything. You're in the air conditioning here in Arizona.
Absolutely.
You're getting to sip on some nice tea, eat some snacks,
macaroon.
getting entertainment, and actually learning something at the same time.
Absolutely. Honestly, and I'm not saying this, I've gone on this trip hundreds of times, and every time I either learn something new, I'm tasting a different tea, or I'm just enjoying people. It's so fun to see people dressed up and fascinators and things.
I was going to ask you, because Annalisa said you guys are in different cities. So
Yeah.
when you come to a new city, do you kind of have to scout out, like, which route are we going to take?
Oh,
and
yeah.
what
It is a
monuments are we going to
complete
point out?
process. You know, it's a double-decker bus. It's a large bus.
Yeah.
There's streets we can't go down. There's
Right.
underpasses we won't fit.
Oh, true.
So, and we want to make sure that you enjoy the route. You know, people are always saying, I'm from the city. I've been here 30 years. I know the city. But it's different when you get to enjoy it from a different perspective. Elevated, he's giving you facts and information, and it's not the routine facts and information.
I alone have learned. I love my state here, but I've learned so much about Phoenix within the past 3 months.
Exactly.
Really, it's been a very different experience. Anytime I go out for shopping or just go out for dinner or something with friends, I look at the city pretty differently.
Yeah.
That's so special.
Yeah.
It is a fun experience. though.
Yeah.
All right, give us that website one more time if folks want
Sure.
to check it
It
out.
is teararoundtown.com.
Very fun.
All right, thank you
Annalisa,
so
we
much
might
for
have to
joining
sign
me.
ourselves
I
up
know.
to go.
Well, I love the
Please,
tea.
let us
This
know
has
when
been
you're
so
coming.
fun.
Absolutely.
Well, thanks, you guys. It was nice meeting you both.
Yeah, thank you for
So if
joining
we
us.
see you around, we'll wave.
We'll
wave
wave
for the
back.
bus now. All right,
If you have a
cool.
favorite, I'll practice it.
All right, there you go.
Thank you
Thank
so much
you
for
guys so
joining
much.
us.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
All right, Annalisa, I wanted to bring this up because you were caught in this. We had this as breaking news yesterday.
Yes.
But you were caught up in this. Walk me through what was going on here.
Yes. Okay. So I was driving back from Albuquerque, and look at that scene. I didn't know this was happening, but my ETA kept getting longer and longer, even though I was getting closer and closer. So I was like, "What is going on?" Anyways, we were at a standstill on 87 South for a little over 2 hours yesterday. It was, and there must have been 24 cars ahead of me and 24 cars behind me. It was a mess.
But this was that car fire and then the subsequent fire that happened
Yes.
on both sides of the 87 there.
Yes. So I first.
This is your video right here.
Yes,
isn't
I
it?
took this from my cell phone and sent it into the station, even though there wasn't a lot of service out there. But basically, I had seen some smoke, so you're already thinking, okay, there must be a wildfire or something. I saw on ADOT, they had tweeted out that it was a vehicle explosion, and we just saw the chopper going back and back with fire retardant. And so once we were like, everybody was wondering, how long are we going to be stuck here? It was, rounding out 2 hours at that point, but we had stopped seeing the chopper with the fire retardant going. So we're like, that's a good sign. But people were getting out of their cars, walking down to see what was happening. People had to kind of make makeshift bathrooms, open their car door, put a towel over. Because we were there for a long time, but I'm just glad it didn't get worse, especially with these conditions that Crystal was talking about, that they were able to get everything out safely.
And hopefully, and thankfully, no one was seriously hurt. But look at that, the burnt out wreckage of that vehicle there. Man, that was incredible.
I know, and I saw someone. When I drove past and saw the charred vehicle, I saw someone in there looking around, but he looked like a driver, not a first responder. So I was like, was that just the driver trying to find
figure out
something?
what was left in
I was
there.
just happy I didn't have my dog with me on the way back, so I was like, thank goodness, because that would have been tough for him. It was. Yeah, it added an extra couple hours, but just glad everyone was safe and that they got that fire out.
All right, let's take a look at some trending stories, should we? On a Thursday.
Oh, yeah, we
This is
should.
kind of fun. All right, this is going to be really cool. If you like Netflix, Jaden Daniels, the former ASU quarterback, will be featured on an upcoming season of Netflix Quarterback. Have you seen this? Did you watch the series?
I have not, but a lot of my family has. So.
And isn't your boyfriend a sports guy?
Yes, and he's a sports guy, so he'll probably be watching.
He could probably school you a little bit
But
on
now
this,
I can
right?
go to him and tell him, like, hey, did you know
did you know?
Jaden Daniels is going to be on there? drafted second overall in 2024.
Mm-hmm.
That's really cool to have that local tie.
It is kind of cool, and this will be fun. So evidently this is going to be released here in a couple more weeks, July 14th, so you can look out for this. But it is kind of neat to see these like local players make it big, and then you kind of get to see a little bit of like a documentary series about kind of his rise to fame and his rise in his career as well.
Yeah, and especially on Netflix, such a big platform. That's really that must be exciting for him and his family.
Okay, this next story, I don't know how I feel about this because I know you are a dog person. I am most definitely a dog person, but evidently there's a lot of cat people out there, and they love their kitty cats.
And they're all going to Minneapolis.
This is the annual cat tour in the Wedge neighborhood in Minneapolis.
Okay, so this originally organically, I guess, started in 2017 on social media when a small group of people started walking around to look at cats in windows and on front porches, which I guess I actually kind of understand because, you always see them just hanging out in the sun or whatever. But now it's this massive event. I mean, look at this crowd.
This is insane. All these people are just going to look at cats?
What if the cat moves out of the window? What are we looking at?
Oh, this one brought their own cat, so maybe you just stare at that one. I don't really know. But hundreds of people line the sidewalks. Some, as you just saw, bringing their own fur babies along, while homeowners were just kind of there in the window showing off their felines.
Oh, Crystal thinks it's
Crystal?
creepy.
No, what did you say?
Peering in your window, just to look at your cat. It's a little creepy. I don't know.
Although I will say, my neighbor has one of those shelves that you stick onto your window, and the cat sunbathes in there. And so sometimes I like to be
kind of cute.
Hi. But I don't know if I'd do a whole event.
Yeah.
All right, you guys, there is a new world's loudest person, and we have
And
sound.
it's Ty.
Okay.
Just kidding. I'm just kidding. We have sound. Roll the sound.
Okay, here it goes. Listen. Oh no, that's not the right one. Sot one.
Oh yeah! Oh yeah! Oh yeah!
Okay, so that is 58-year-old Joseph McGrail Bait Up. He's an Australian professional air conditioner cleaner.
Oh yeah! Oh yeah!
And he just won the loudest person. And I guess they
no,
record
Ty's
this
actually
by,
winning right
I
now.
know, decibels. Yeah, okay. I'm distracted. That was pretty loud.
I'm sorry. It was loud.
Go ahead, try it.
Okay, so that was the equivalent.
Everybody in the chat say, Annalisa, try it.
You're the loud
Weird,
person
I don't see
here.
that.
I know, right? Okay, so it's 122.4